Table Fables. Tonight is going to be an adventure. That's for sure, both figuratively and literally. I'm Michael, the Dungeon Master, and I'm so glad you're here. I don't know what your weeks look like, but hopefully our crazy chaos tonight will bring some light and joy to your night and the rest of your week and weekend. Tonight's going to look a little different. We are running an interactive D&D game, which means you guys in the chat have the ability to chat with us, talk with us, to be a part of our story. There's a few less of us tonight than normal. We've got 4 players plus me. We've got Chris, Austin, Zach, and we've got Taylor over here. And
hello.
We are in Icewind Dale.
Your mic might be off.
My mic might be off?
Your mic is off. Yeah. Restart.
We may not have a sound guy tonight.
Drew,
There's a
can you hear
chance
us
that
now?
that may not be the truth, but there's a chance that that's the reality of what's happening.
Is everyone's mic off?
No, we can hear other people
Oh, cool.
pretty well. We can hear Michael a little bit, but we hear him through other mics. I just pulled this up. So
That's
I can,
intended.
Oh, that's smart.
He sounded very far away. You better go
Do I still sound far away?
put on headphones, test it over there.
Well, those headphones are like gaming.
No, you sound better.
Do I? Okay, cool.
How did you know?
He's got his.
Oh.
Pixel bud.
What?
See, it's gonna be an adventure tonight, guys.
Sweet.
Um,
Tap your mic.
Okay, no, I think you're good. Sorry, I think you were just facing away.
maybe.
Guys, if we can every
Oh,
now
there
and
you
then
go.
get a posture check in the chat for each of us, because I've been noticing my posture's been pretty
Do you
terrible.
got a problem with my posture?
With mine mostly.
Oh,
You're
okay.
gonna fight.
I have a problem
You
with the
go scrap.
posture of your heart.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have a scrap.
Would you?
Let's. Can thou feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
What?
What is happening?
I-
Definitely good.
It is-
Chaos.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I don't even know where I was. We're on Icewind Dale. This is episode.
I mean,
12.
nobody heard your introduction.
Cool. My name's Michael. I'm the dungeon master. We're in Icewind Dale. We've got four players.
We heard it. They,
I know you heard it. I don't remember what I said.
You introduced us. I mean, you were rolling.
Yeah, we've got Chris, Austin, Zach, Taylor. We're gonna be playing tonight something a little different because some of our people are out, and we're also using Foundry for the first time. So I'm sure there's gonna be hiccups along the way, but it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna play D&D, and you guys are going to hopefully speak into what we're doing,
And you're gonna like it.
whether you want to or not. Feel free to share with some friends, and we will get started. And hopefully, I don't create a sound loops here.
May not be the
Uh,
options, and you might want to use it.
As I pull up the Twitch
You
stuff.
can do custom rules. Yeah.
Cool. So last time we met, you guys were inside a prison, but that's not where we're going to pick up tonight. Tonight is actually last night, the night before the prison trip, which was really a multi-day trip. So it's your last evening in Dragon's Bane, the town formerly known as Dugan's Hole. No hole, no more.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. You guys had started establishing your shops. You noticed the 20 stones of Thrune, which definitely caught your attention, but also a ship barreling through the ice towards the docks of Dragonsbane. On board that ship, an elf or a dwarf.
A 12.
An elf. Definitely an elf. A dwell. I like that. Damien, you see the shore coming rapidly upon you.
who's Damien?
Excuse me, I didn't know
Who's asking?
Damien. You see the shore coming at you very rapidly. Like you're traveling at probably 5 knots.
Okay, so ordinary, but just very quick.
Yeah.
Not like I'm magically being
No.
sent. Okay.
You do, however, though, you see it coming.
Mhm.
What do you do? What would you try to do?
Slow the ship. If I were the first one to see the land, call
You're
out.
the only one on board.
Neat. Drop anchor.
Okay. Make.
I
a
mean,
perception.
how close?
Like
Once I'm like generally close to the shore, within probably a
Yeah,
quarter mile,
so-
less than a quarter mile, I drop anchor.
make two checks for me.
Let's see if these style just
Make a history check.
Swing it
See if you remember what it feels like. Like how long.
19,
Okay. Now make a perception check.
Oh, my wife and son are watching.
21, 16 plus 5.
You remember just about how long it takes to drop anchor,
Okay.
and
Really? Come
you
on.
easily spot the mechanism that you need to hit. Go ahead and make a strength check for me, because usually this is a job.
Roll for drop anchor.
This is usually something that 2 or 3 people would have to do,
Okay.
because you have to pull a big wooden pin out of the way.
I have solo slooped some
What was that for?
ships.
Strength
Oh,
I need to play that again.
just a strength check or a strength saving throw.
check.
That is.
Sorry.
Wow.
Gremlins are laughing at you.
That's a 15.
Okay. You just kick the pin and push it out of the way, and the mechanism lets go, and it starts to, and the chain and anchor are dropping into the water just in the nick of time.
Great.
Great sound effects.
Yeah, that was it. Dropping in the water.
And then you go rip the boat apart
Yeah.
because you're going
Yeah.
full speed.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It wasn't your boat.
You guys had decided to head to bed and get a nice long rest.
I gotta give a quick Table Fables dropped a hi John. Hi John.
Hi, John.
Hello, John.
Hi, John.
Who's John?
My son.
Hello, John. Jonathan?
Just John.
Just John. Strong name.
So glad you guys are watching. Your dad is great. You don't understand that, but
That's all he's got.
pointing at the
That's all.
screen.
That's all he needs.
You guys had decided to go off to bed. It's nighttime, but it's a constant darkness anyway. But Atla remembered before going to bed. Oh man, it's 20. What's up with those 20 stones? They
Those-
stand easily 15 feet tall,
Could
20 feet
not.
tall.
Could not rest. Just had to figure it out. Curiosity.
It's 19 stones that make a triangle with one stone in the center, and it looks, for those in the room, it looks like this.
Can they see that?
Nope,
they would
that's why I
have
said
it.
those in the room.
Right. The stones.
So 19 stones standing in a triangle with one stone in the center.
Are those birds there?
Flying overhead.
Okay. Wasn't sure if they were dead or if they were flying. Got it. It's good to know. I decided I should probably go give it a look. Not super quiet because I'm a Goliath. But I just can't rest. I gotta know about these stones.
Do I hear him waking up?
Yeah, probably. Would you wake them up?
I wouldn't be quiet about it, but if one of them's awake,
Let's say Gerbil and Schulf are the only ones actually asleep right now.
okay.
That's fair.
Everybody else is awake.
I'm gonna follow him then.
If I don't hear immediate peril, I'm not worried. So
Drew, I don't think the bot's on right now.
If I see them awake,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna tell them, guys, I can't get it's out of my head. I have to know about these stones before we leave in the morning. So, yeah, you guys are welcome to come with.
All right, I'll come with you.
Go brush my teeth and get on with my day. Yes.
They had
You got fantasy toothbrushes. That's toothbrushes.
A magic toothbrush?
Plural toothbrushes. Yes.
great.
English is hard.
So we head there.
Common is hard.
Toothbrush.
Stones. Are we? Is the pathway by the docks at all, or is it?
Yeah, you would see this ship coming into Moore
It's an odd
at
time.
an odd time of night,
Hmm.
and the fact that it was blasting through the ice. Like, you haven't seen many ships.
So it's not like it intends to make a return trip to anywhere, or is
Probably
it?
not.
Okay. Well, that seems concerning.
Especially with the attack that has just happened, and the fact that someone's now showing up here.
Should we go see who it is?
Absolutely.
What about the stones?
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Fair point.
We look back, the stones are gone. Gosh dang it.
Later.
One of them's gone. Just one.
No, 19 stones.
20 stones? How many is there now? Yeah, we
Head down towards the dock.
ship. I'm
Yeah.
weary, wondering if, because I mean, I saw someone's gets their heart ripped out. A dragon just attacked.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
bit cautious of whoever might be trudging through. And there might be, it's a ship, so I'm assuming there's probably multiple people.
Crew.
So,
Yeah. So, Austin,
yes.
roll a d20 plus your dex modifier.
D20.
Zach,
This can be a good one
same thing.
tonight. D20.
Wait, what? Where am I right now?
Just d20.
Dex
Plus
modifier
your-
not saved.
Nat
same thing.
1, which I'm going to.
Mm.
You roll 2 now.
10.
Oh. 14.
What?
10.
10, 14?
Yep.
As the ship comes in, you happen to see one individual on the deck, and he doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Because you're leading the way towards down the dock.
I only see one, and he appears to be
No way you can. Oh,
an elf.
an elf.
Just humanoid, yeah.
I'm close now at this point. If they can see my race,
30 feet.
very.
Oh,
close,
wow.
very close. So did the ship just
Ship,
come
yeah,
like
you're like
came to a halt right
stopping,
there?
and they are coming down the dock. You guys are about
gosh.
to meet.
Okay.
Now, as you have seen him, now you, Damien, turn and you see Atla, who you know.
And they're
but-
walking down towards the ship, and the ship is just empty.
I'm like almost readying my weapons, looking for.
I'm gonna jump off, like grab a rope next to me and jump off the ship and like slide down and like land on the dock in front of them.
I'm gonna instantly turn into a polar bear.
You've met the
Um,
polar bear before, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I have. I would have memory of it.
Yeah, you land on the dock. Just
Grab it. A man once told me, I'm looking at all of these people right in front of me. A man once told me that the world lies broken and in heaps. And it is because man is disunited with himself. And I couldn't agree more. It's lovely to see you all. How are you?
Who the heck are you?
I like tug the rope.
Shoot him.
I like I'm like go back up there.
You're back up on the boat?
No, like I kind of like let the rope, just whatever mechanism, kind of like pull the rope back up. Just gotta stand there.
Anyone of us to not shoot strangers without letting them explain themselves first. Who's this?
You see no, you see no weapons on me. He is a middle-aged high elf that has some wear and tear from the sea. So like real, like his hair is like tried to be like parted in the middle and put back in like into like a black like ponytail, but it's somewhat grayed and bleached in spots. And and I'm wearing mainly black tattered pirate's wear, like my cuffs kind of billow, and I have like short pants that are like shin length with boots that go up to it, mostly black. And I have no sword on my side, and I just stand there.
But would I recognize his attire as pirate-like?
Yeah, definitely.
What is up?
Like billowy
Or-
clothes that kind of like
Privateer, pirate, definitely like professional person of the sea.
I have a large like dark brown leather belt.
We haven't had seafarers in quite some time in Tin Towns. What are you doing here? You have anything to
And
do
at
with
this hour,
burgers or the
Seeing that Dwargers. What is that?
evil dwarfs?
I do hate dwarf. Well, dwarves are misunderstood.
And that's why I
Strange
hate
for a high elf to say.
yeah,
But ones that mean. Are you still polar bear?
yeah.
One that. I'm famished. Is there any food around here?
I still need to know who you are, and more importantly,
Are you the
What-
authority in this area? I look around. Do I see
kind of
anybody
we
else?
saved all of Tin Towns.
I don't.
We,
I saved myself. I'm not authority of this place.
Most importanly,
I seem
What
to
was
be a
the
little
mechanism you
bigger than
used
you,
to
so
get
I'd say I'm a
rope
bit
to-
of
I'm-
authority.
I've lost interest. I'm trying to figure out this rope thing.
You know that? Are you just talking in common?
Yeah,
The bear makes a good point. He is much larger, therefore
just
my
like-
authority. Bow in front of you.
You see this town behind you in the distant, like it is in shambles. It was completely obliterated. Like there are these canvas tents that are set up, and like you can tell reconstruction has begun.
Why don't you buy me an ale and we can talk?
Why would I buy
How
you?
late is it? Is it like 3 in the morning? Like so late?
Like 10, 11.
Oh. Why don't you buy me an ale and we can talk?
Will
Do
you
you
tell me
see-
about this mechanism that you got the rope to go back up?
That is a trade secret. No.
Bet you anything he's got to wait on the other one just a little bit less than him, such that he can slow himself down with it, but then release it and I'll go back
What are you? Who are you?
up. So Selwyn is a
Chris.
Um,
He lives here, Zach.
I don't remember which variety of elf. I believe he's a Eladrin. Yeah.
You're blue, right?
Blue.
Oh, like pale blue? You're not pale blue?
No, you're an Eladrin, right?
Yeah. They're like a greenish, right?
You should know.
High
your-
elf.
You should know.
I
your-
don't see colors, so that's why
Chris doesn't, or your character?
Chris doesn't. That's why Chris doesn't know the color of his character.
Wait, are you colorblind?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I was being a tool.
Worst kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
that's why no one laughed.
Sorry.
Wow. Why do you think I
I'm
should
gonna look
buy?
at the elf and say, "Would you buy me an ale, and we can talk a little bit?"
You have a whole ship and you need other people to buy
I'm gonna
you
walk.
an
I'm
ale?
gonna start walking.
I'm not buying him anything.
I'm gonna start
Anyway, go
walking
ahead.
past him.
Okay.
Like,
Wait,
I just-
who are you?
hands up in
I
the
just
air.
like put my hand
and I'm
on
gonna
him.
continue to walk forward.
Can I? You're not going anywhere, friend.
I'm gonna continue to walk and then stop. They're a very big man. Bear. You turned. Did I see you turn into a bear? Or you just?
I don't think you saw
I don't
it.
think you saw it.
You're just a bear.
I'm assuming it was
Very
dark.
big bear. But I'm famished and I'm very thirsty.
Why do you
And I've been
keep
on the
talking
sea
like you
for
know
what?
us?
Years. It seems years, decades. I'm not exactly sure. But maybe only moments. I'm not.
He might talk more relevantly with a drink in him.
I think I have.
Are you like strong
Make a-
arming me? Like you're not letting me pass it?
Yeah, I'm just like
I'm
holding
not
you
even
back.
trying to, like push back at all.
I'm green.
I have
Probably got
like
an
a ration. Could I just throw a ration
Make
at him?
a. You could, but you'd have to untransform to access your gear
Oh,
from your hybrid state. Make a perception check, because you guys are whoever wants to.
Recognize them.
19
Yeah, 100%.
plus perception.
Remind me what Ruit's
21.
look
Ooh, yeah.
like. It's around you.
It was the the Celtic triangle, the 3 triangle.
You see around this guy's neck a necklace with this infinite triangle sitting there.
Is that the holy symbol for the moon?
No,
It just happened.
it was just my cleric.
It was just a holy symbol.
It was just my holy symbol.
He killed Ruth and took that.
But was my
I
holy
was
spirit
thinking.
was my holy symbol the moon?
Well, Saloon is who you served.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the
No, it was. We had talked about that. It's kind of that. Yeah, the Celtic.
it's like the Celtic. It's 3 bent triangles that like go into one at the center.
The like Trinity thing.
Yes.
What did you say your name was?
I didn't say my name.
What is your name?
You should probably tell us your name.
Why
I'll
do
be
you
more
have-
clear. You should definitely tell us your name.
Why do you have that holy symbol?
Atla was always the one to get me.
Excuse me?
Your name is Atla, correct?
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't. And your name, Greenie. I would know your name, Chris. What's your name?
Silverin.
Seren. And Mr. Bear, who I know you, who you are. What is your name?
Arius.
Arius. I need a drink. Quickly. I'm like super hungry and thirsty, right?
Okay.
There's
A
no.
gallon of salt water.
There's no.
You can like, I'm like, my skin is like thin, like, not gaunt, but like I'm like thin and like.
I grab whatever rope and tie his hands, and then
I go to hand him.
trust
Great,
you.
let's go. Tie me and then you can feed me at the bar. Let's go.
I tied them in
Is
front
there-
of you because I didn't want to have to feed you.
Okay.
There's not a tap anymore, right?
There would be like a place where people are getting meals and stuff. Like, you,
Okay.
It's late. There's probably a bar.
I mean, I'm sure there's a bar set. I'm sure there's a bar set somewhere.
Yeah, we're headed to
You
the
know,
bar.
it's just a couple barrels serving ale.
yeah, you guys walk up. You see one of these huge canvas tents set up, and it's painted in crude letters, 3 sheets to the wind.
Are there in fact 3 sheets?
Well done.
There are 3 walls to it that are flapping in the wind,
Okay, cool.
and there is an open face, and there are people inside.
Considering how,
Great.
how shortchanged you were by
Nice.
Dugan's hole, I wasn't sure to try
We-
to trust another place.
You get drinks, get food,
Yeah.
slap it down. in
Oh,
front of
well,
you.
we're not just going to go that quick. Whenever we're walking by, we're walking the place. Is there someone like that I can just see next to me as we're walking by?
Yeah, there's
Just like people sitting around
yeah. It looks like they've all like labored a long day.
as we like stand in line or whatever to get our ales. Anytime there's anyone next to me, I'm going to say, you know, a wise man once told me that the world lies.
Shut up. Tired of hearing it.
And like the neck, we like make a step. There's a new person next to me. A man once told me
Quieter.
that when there's a reason the world lies broken and heaped in is because man is disunited with himself. And I couldn't agree more. Thank you. That's it.
You're not right in the head, friend.
This is the most right I've
I was
ever
gonna
been.
say maybe he's
I've
the
been
only
in
one.
here 5 years. No, 3-ish years. Because it's 2 years ago, so 3-ish years. This is the most right I've ever felt. At least in the 3 years of my life, past 3 years of my life.
You're 3 years old?
I would have hated to see the other 3.
I was.
They might ask for your ID.
I was 3.
What, are you prepared for?
John says night night. I don't know if you saw that.
Aw.
No way he typed that.
Yeah, John wouldn't say
night,
John
John.
says
You might want to
night-night,
roll a
of
perception
course.
check.
You just say night night.
No. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you guys, you get your spiel out. You say that. You can easily get some stuff, some grub, some nice bevies.
You've been talking in riddles. Who are you?
That is no riddle, Atla. No riddle at all.
Stop speaking to me,
I'm gonna say it again. We are friends, and we go back a long time.
What kind of friend doesn't even say
When-
their own name?
There's a reason that the world lies broken and in heaps.
If you tell me this one more time,
It's because you're not listening. The world lies broken and in heaps when a man is disunited with himself.
Are you disunited with yourself?
And I am no longer disunited. This is the fullest and most united I've felt in a long time.
have I heard this before? He keeps saying it.
I don't know.
I was like, why do you keep saying it? Like, it's supposed to...
Let's go.
Yes, I am listening to you, and you've said this. You feel more united than you ever have been before. But how do you know us? Probably our reputation from saving Tintown. I don't know.
I mean, we slayed a
haven't said
dragon in
anything
6
of-
seconds.
Did you?
Look at me.
I'll like slide like my
What did you?
slide my over.
Slayed a dragon in 6 seconds. I mean, it's not a long story.
We blew it
Are
up
you-
into
are you
It
back
was
to a person?
6 seconds. Yeah.
Can you explain to me real quick who you are, what you look like?
That's a great question. I haven't even.
He's a Goliath.
Yeah.
Like Alpha.
Are you pretty
I'm
like hardened? Like are you like built or like
yes.
are you cut or are you
like I've been
thick?
happy medium.
Okay.
I look like I've been wandering around the woods for a long time because I have.
Okay.
Very worn down, young looking, but very like worn down.
His eyes are older than his body.
Yes.
Your eyes are older than your body?
Yes.
Your eyes are older than your body.
I've heard that before.
Wise man once told me.
Say it again.
It again. I'm gonna put down the ale that I just finished, and I'm gonna do whatever food is out. Like there's like little bar peanuts or whatever. I'm stuffing them in my mouth.
There's bread.
Weren't you just thirsty?
Like
and you're
buy
eating
like
all
the
these peanuts?
loaf.
Yeah.
You're eating
Just like
all of
I've
this really
eaten in
bad
years.
food.
Can you explain how you know us?
Absolutely not.
Can't or won't.
Well, actually, could I explain it? No, I truly I have no idea what has happened and how it has happened. Who walks in?
Nobody.
No.
Wrong button.
Yeah, I was
For a second, I literally thought like someone
if you-
was walking.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. A door, just the creakiest door open or closed, either or. No, I don't think I could actually explain how.
Can you try?
It seems like a memory, maybe a dream. But I remember
You feel in your pocket something wiggling.
me.
Yes.
I'm gonna like slap my leg.
It doesn't stop.
One moment. Turn around, like kind of stand up from the bar and like act like I'm just looking around and like put my hand in my pocket.
You feel this tentacle vial moving. Almost like its suction cups have become
It's
real.
such a cinematic thing. I pull it in my pocket. I try to like, snap.
What was this thing again?
And when I turn around,
You totally noticed this. This is I mean, you could try to make a sleight of hand check.
yeah, I'm absolutely gonna try to conceal this.
I was gonna say this.
I'm gonna try to.
Do we
bless
know
myself,
what this
too.
thing is? Have we seen this before?
Wow.
Nat 20. Wait,
I was gonna say you have disadvantage because your
Okay.
hands are tied.
that's great. That was a 24, and that is a. Do you mean to keep the same bless roll?
Yeah.
12.
Perception.
I mean, we're literally watching.
yeah.
prisoner.
That's why it's a
And we're in a busy,
I don't see
broken
it.
down pub.
23.
I don't know where my d20 went, so what's this one? 16. Wait, what are we rolling for?
I don't
Perception?
remember if this was in his little side
Perception.
story thing. Do I know
17.
what that is?
no idea. It wasn't his side story.
Okay.
There it is. 17.
So somebody put the cap on it backwards.
What's with the calamari?
The what?
I turn back around.
Is it?
Is it still?
You ever seen a squid before?
Writhing?
They're like
It's-
this weird
it's like
pinnacle
writhing.
thingy with
Does it
like
look
the suction cup thing.
Like your side pocket.
family friendly?
It's like your side pocket. Of
like a pouch, like a
Yeah.
like a sad little pouch.
and, and you just see these like it almost looks like there's a squid in there, like an octopus or something.
I'm gonna turn back around with like my hands like on my side.
So-
the calamari. What is calamari? What's calamari?
It's when you eat a squid. Oh, what's that? No, like basically like
I
I'm
wouldn't dare.
I'm basically trying to like look over as if there is something happening on the other end, and I'm gonna like go for it. I'm gonna try to pull it out of his pocket.
Misty step. Hell no. Hell no. The moment I see him going towards
Wait.
me, I'm gone.
What the?
Onto the roof.
You have to see
it's
it.
a tent.
Okay, outside the tent behind
You have
a wall.
You have to see it.
You could try to make a distraction.
That when it
You have to be actively be seeing, or you have to know what it is on the other side.
You have to see.
you have to see
you
it.
have to see it
Be able to see
visually.
Yep. And if we're going to be contesting something, that'd be initiative, and you'd have to beat me in initiative in order to stop me from doing what I'm trying to do.
No, it wouldn't, because that's not a damage. That's not a damaging spell.
Initiative doesn't care if you're trying to damage.
It absolutely does. It's combat based.
Right, but if we disagree about the order of things happening, then it's quickest on the draw, which is how initiative works. But that's his call.
Uh,
The moment I see him moving towards me, I'm misty stepping away from him.
Okay, I'm Misty stepping, following you.
You don't know where he looked.
You have no idea where I went. I could be in a crowd. This is a crowded place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I'm gonna Dagan and I are gonna look for him.
Okay.
this is getting complicated.
This is your doing, by the way, Chris. This is not your character. This is Chris's
Roll
doing.
for initiative. This is going to be an initiative order.
Okay. That's cocked.
Wait, all of us?
All of you.
Oh, boy. Oh my god.
I rolled an 8, so I'm probably still thinking about that mechanism thing.
I don't think it's my doing if you play the most suspect character on the face of the planet and then act all surprised when anyone tries to investigate you.
You're not investigating me, my friend.
What?
You are stealing something off of me.
I'm trying to see what the crap you're trying to keep away from us.
We're past that, my guy. We're past it.
What'd you get?
23.
It's 14.
14. 4.
4.
8.
8. All right. You see him make a reach for your bag.
And I misty step away. 30 feet, correct?
His mic thing.
Yeah, and it's verbal, so you don't need to be untied. Because if it was somatic, you
Is
would
it mine?
need to be untied.
Does it just keep getting quiet?
Tap your mic. Do it again.
I mean, it seems like it's fine. Is it just because I'm looking away?
I wonder if you need to get closer to your mic whenever you talk.
I mean, I can just lean in.
Yeah.
It seems to be fine. You can also gain it up.
I think the headphones are
Headphones are underneath the desk.
on the.
Okay, you can Misty Step. Misty Step is 30 feet, right?
Yeah, 30 feet behind him in the thickest crowd that I can see.
It's not a very thick crowd. There's probably only like 10 people.
If there's 2 people talking, I'm gonna be
Sure.
right on the opposite side of them.
Okay, you're like 10 feet away. 12 feet away. Like, it's not a very big place. Like, it's a tent. Like, just a big tent. There's a fire in the middle. Big hole in the ceiling. So you're far enough. Like, you're between some people. You're away. You're not making eye contact. And I think Selrin is next.
Yeah, I was 14. I would thaumaturgy. You're not making your I am not a threat case very well, and back out of the crowd so that I can try to keep a perimeter and side Diane in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you guys could. I mean, the front of the tent is like 15 feet wide, so you guys could just stand there.
The mic sounds fine. I would just try to talk into it more.
Yeah,
When
that's-
you look that way. Takes away from it. So it might need to.
Some of the people in chat are saying as long as you're actually like in the mic, you'll be good.
I'll just put it on my computer, right in front of my face. How about
Beautiful.
Yep.
that? Okay.
And no intent to harm. I just want to make sure that we didn't let a wolf among sheep because you drove a boat at suicide speeds at the shore in the fog.
You can try to get out of this whenever we're back to talking terms, but we're not there yet. If we get back. Let's go.
All right,
Who's up?
Atla.
Can I roll to see if I know where he's at?
You can make a perception check.
By the way, I'm gonna act like I'm talking. Michael, I have like my robe, or like as much as my hands are hidden, and just act like I'm talking to someone.
How about
Maybe
this?
You know what?
with my back to them.
I don't roll a perception. I stand up. Is there a table? Everyone, this is Atla, part of the people who helped save this town. There's an intruder in this space. He's wearing a black cloak and his hands are tied. Point him out. We need to discuss things.
You see 2 people turn around and point.
Great. Come here. And I'm just gonna like
turn around.
walk, grab you two, like
I,
this way. If I know this is probably still an initiative, but making sure he's coming along too. And I'm going to,
He would have been next. So
I cast,
grab him. Or were you just gonna?
I
I can
can
help
cast
action for
command.
you. I'm just gonna help action for you to grab him
Oh, okay, that works.
for like a grapple and restrain him, and then I'm basically like walking out of. He's already ate his food. I'm walking out of this place with him, not to cause
You
us.
guys can hold him.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Goliath's just walking with an
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, hold on. And there's one more thing that there's
Our
one
whole
more person.
party is just shoot.
There's one more thing that has an initiative here.
Oh no. There's always something.
Damien, I need you to make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage as this thing in your pouch tries to open the pouch and get out.
I need to make a sleight of hand check.
If you're going to try to stop it. It is
Michael,
actively...
DM, can you remind me what this is?
Yeah, it was given to you by the sea monster thing.
Yeah.
And Saloon said this will make everything clear.
I'm going to try to conceal it.
With disadvantage. Because your hands are bound.
Lit. Okay. Sorry, sleight of hand. 2. 4.
It's that your pouch flips open and this tentacle, just this black silvery tentacle.
Is it like about this size?
Yeah. It flops itself out. It looks like it's real. As soon as it collides with the ground, it becomes solid, and you can see a black looking liquid inside this clear glass vial that is in the shape of a tentacle.
I'm going to pick it up.
We keep walking. I'm like, I mean, if I see
Yeah.
See it? Yeah.
him more,
It-
Are we
mean,
in
he-
initiative order?
That depends. You would be next. So you are restrained.
And you guys are like walking toward me.
we have you
No, we're
grappled.
holding you
You're like,
I did
like
I
arm in arm.
You can.
I
mean,
is that
is that an
carrying you
armor
out.
class or is that a strength?
Strength?
strength, and
But you're bound.
I'm helping him do it.
Yeah, so I'd
So
have
that'd be-
advantage.
You have disadvantage. You have advantage.
I have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're bound already.
that's not good. Oh, that's good. 20.
Okay. Yeah. So they are carrying you arm. They are arm in arm with you with your feet off the ground, walking out of the tent. And you are holding this vial in your hand. The liquid inside to you seems like a roaring sea. And you hear the voice in your head say, "All will be clear." Just remembering that moment.
I'm getting carried out. Great.
Are we out of initiative?
Sure.
Back to
Yeah.
just RP.
Yep.
Sit him down, but you're still
Unlike
gonna be
a-
holding him.
Yeah.
Just mount a dirt log somewhere.
Yeah, on a stump or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Listen here, whatever your
I'm gonna
name is.
turn into a polar bear again just because I'm pissed.
Wasting all those transformations.
It's just
Oh, it's unlimited.
Oh, great.
It just costs an action. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just holding him. All right, listen here, whatever your name is. Tell me right now, why do you have the same holy symbol as Ruth?
I don't remember you being this thick.
That doesn't answer the
What
question.
do you remember?
I'll talk to you. You seem kind, even though you're a bear, and I'm looking up. I'll talk to you because I like you.
Thank you.
One of my most recent memories. What was the void thing? The death void thing that I transferred to when we were in the shack? I'm gonna start explaining that. It was like purple, weird.
When you when everybody died, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the something ethereal.
Was it the ethereal?
It's between the prime. It's between the material plane and the ethereal plane. There's a name for it. I can't think of it right.
Border ethereal.
Border ethereal. Thanks, Chris.
Where ghosts?
I'm gonna start explaining that. I'm gonna say, well, that one of my most recent
live.
Not recent memories. One of my most clear memories is of this void. It was with him. You weren't there. But I know... Can I see your face again?
I transform back into.
I'm going to study it.
Is it
Yeah,
just your
very-
face that is?
Yeah.
Everything else is still bad.
Venom style.
Yeah. If I can.
It's probably painful to transform back and forth, right?
Yeah, it's like, is it like werewolf type thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Oh.
agonizingly painful, but yeah.
And you just take it. You just grit through it. No big deal.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Goliath.
Every time you change, you like it costs you hit points or something. That'd be dope. Anyway,
That would suck.
it would just for flavor.
Yeah.
Because I met him right before I.
You met him after you died
It was like while he was about to
Yeah.
die.
because he came up over the hill, and you were getting clobbered on, and that's when you got hit by the cold light walker, and you were down, and then you had to get brought back up.
Okay, right. And I remember your face, especially now.
The only person that was
I'm gonna take off my sigil and like throw it to you.
Are there any initials on it? Like, am I able to tell this is Ruth's symbol?
Let's say on the back of it there's a moon that there's a moon like carved into the back of it. Like the entire sigil on the back, it's circle. The entire back of it is a moon with like as clear, like all like the little different like asteroid hits and little crevices in the moon. I've tried to like copy.
I rolled an intelligence to tell if I'm able to piece this together, and it was a 21.
You might, I mean, you, so
Because he's
just
basically
taking a walk
said
through memory lane here.
that he
You
was,
saw him start changing, like physically Ruth had started changing. Like he got a little taller, but then he went back to his regular height, but then his
And then
hair
I would
changed,
like sprout ears.
and then they would go away. And then this very last time you saw him, his hands were like fading in and out. Like it was almost like he was two people at once for a second when you guys came back from the border ethereal. And in the border ethereal, he looked somewhat like an elf.
Does it look like the elf we see right now?
Yes.
then I'm just going to stare at it for a bit. Look over at you. Just say, Ruth?
And that'll ping, right? I would imagine.
It'll ping familiar, but
I'm gonna like gosh. I see the movie happening in my head. I see like a hand, like a first person hand, like when you say that, like wipe away dirt and dust from a gravestone, and it says Ruith Hallraven on it. And then I'm gonna come back for a moment and yes. That is the name that you called me. I'm going to try to summon Ruith's voice. Probably not going to happen.
it feels very distant.
I'm not going to be able to do it.
If you also recall, it was very much implied, like whatever's in that bottle, you will have to drink to like merge your memories. That is what was implied.
Zach's fault. That's on me.
That's why it feels so distant. It's like a on the tip of your tongue, a friend you met a long time ago. That you recognize them more than you recognize the name Ruith, but you do remember that.
Are y'all holding on to me still?
No, you're on a dirt, but I'm like real close to you.
I'm going to, I still have it, not chrysalis, but the thing in my hand.
That
I'm going to slowly, no sudden movements, like pop. Is it corked or is it like
it pulls
whatever
pull
it
off.
is?
You have a prop.
I'm going to, well, my hands are bound.
Might have to.
I'm somewhat making the connection already, so I might reach over and cut the cut the ropes, but I'll still look at you like keep your eye on.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Watch yourself.
Feels nice. We were cool. Why would I? You're not a
He's
threat
cool.
to me.
I
Why would
don't know
I?
about you yet.
Why would I
We'll see.
get away from you? You seem very kind and large. And I'll drink its contents to its last drip.
You throw this tentacle back. The liquid, it smells of the sea.
Like briny.
Very briny, very salty. Smells like the waves as they hit the side of a ship. As it hits your tongue, it doesn't taste like that though. It tastes sour, bitter. Make a Constitution saving throw. You drink every last drop.
You only needed a sip.
Oh my gosh. He's got your luck tonight.
You
That's the first time I've been able to use though.
you regain you maintain your composure and your constitution as your body tries to reject whatever this is. Your eyes blacken over. The whites of your eyes gone. Just black. You all see suddenly almost with the blink of an eye, this elf is suddenly a dwarf. It looks like Ruth is suddenly, you blink, he's an elf again. You blink, he's a dwarf. This happens several times, back and forth, changing, morphing, like one arm going shorter and being a dwarf, and then, but finally settling on this elven form. A single streak of a red hair remains. Your mind is flooded with all of Ruith's memories. His memories from his life.
The real Ruith, actual memories.
Yes. All of them. As well as your memories as Ruith. Make a wisdom saving throw.
What about Damien?
You
Wait,
remember all of
Okay,
them.
I know all of Damien's.
Yeah.
Great.
Make
Make
a
it what
wisdom
now?
save.
What was in that ale?
I don't want to try some.
4. Nope, 7.
While this is happening, did you drop that?
No, I would put that back in my pocket.
One moment.
If I could handle it. You know, I had to make a con save. I might have dropped it.
You're holding on to the tentacle, but the lid is on the ground.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up the lid.
Let me taste.
You also get flooded with dwarf memories. Ringing up and down.
You remember everything that Ruth remembers.
Just one drop.
Just give me like a weird memory. You get one memory from this. It's like a strange Ruith obscure memory.
You take
Ultimate metagaming.
a point of exhaustion
Okay.
as your brain absorbs all of this information.
I'm gonna I probably stood up to do that, to drink that, just because I wasn't sure. If you guys would have let me, I'm gonna fall back down on my seat, just like heavy breath.
As you fall, one memory stands distinct. Ruith is walking through Icewind Dale. He has come.
So this is a memory that I don't recognize from Damien's Ruith.
Correct.
Okay.
You're walking through Bryn Shander. You round a corner, and a man with blue eyes, Sefik Caltro, drives an icy dagger into your heart and leans in and says, Saloon has no power here. And everything goes dark. Until a hand breaks through the ground as Ruith / Damien, you pull yourself up, and this is where you see wiping away 24 hours later the snow off of Ruith's fresh grave. And this is where we are. You're sitting on the ground.
Totally thought he was about to say, and this is where we'll pick up next week. And I was like, bro,
I know I like
it's like an hour in.
I mean,
So was I kind of like in a daze? Is Damien on after
sitting
he
on the
drank
ground.
that, just kind of like in a daze?
yeah, you
Okay.
have a point of exhaustion.
You okay, little buddy?
Let's say you guys actually took him over here. You guys are in the
Yeah.
around you're in the circle of stones.
Do we know Sefik to be the one that is behind the ice dagger thing?
Yeah, we killed him for it.
Do I
Yep.
know anything about Sefik?
Nope.
No.
Okay, cool.
This is the first boss fight that we did.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna be sitting quietly. I'm gonna come to and just be like panting. If I can, I'm gonna pick up the lid. Did you actually take the lid off the ground? Atla,
But
did you take the lid off the ground?
yeah, wait.
I'm gonna say, can I have that back, please?
Hand it back.
Put it back on and put that, just like the vial, right, back
Yeah.
in its pouch, and secure it tightly,
Mhm.
and sit on the ground and continue just stare and think.
Ruith, are you okay?
It's Damien. It's Damien now. In fact, it was never Ruith. I'm still not exactly sure. I'm trying to process what seems to be a life.
It feels like Ruith is with you now, whereas before you were
Damien.
with Damien was with Ruith. Now it's reversed.
Trying to process is what seems to be a life of memories. Also, Sefik is the one that originally killed Ruith. I can still
Ruith?
feel the cold in my chest
Ruith was the high priest of Saloon.
as I start to get these memories.
You remember that now. So he was a big deal.
I was one of Saloon's champions, it seems. Ruith was, dare I say me. And I'm still piecing it together. So if you would kindly just give me one moment, it'd be fantastic. And are you sitting next to me?
Yeah.
Remember how Ruith always grabbed your forearm?
Yeah.
Because I could reach it up to it. I'm gonna do the same thing. Grab you and on your forearm, on a what is that called?
The hero's grass thing.
No. What is this
Your forearm.
piece of armor
Forearm.
called? That goes right here.
Bracer.
A bracer. I'm gonna grab your bracer where I always did and just kind of shake it.
I have the flashes of all those times as we're traveling that happens. And just okay. And then I'm gonna probably look
doesn't-
around.
Based on your intelligence roll as well, this doesn't seem all that far-fetched based on everything that you've seen happen to Ruith.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was communicated. As the campaign went on, Ruith's accent changed
Yeah.
from "Hey, I'm Ruith Hallraven" to a more what we would call an English accent.
Yeah. I think that it's all coming together, all those changes. And I think that's Atlas now accepted and been like, that's Ruith, Damien, Ruith. Take all the time you need.
I pat my chest. What happened? He said something.
I just saw
Oh.
something in Discord. I'm sorry. I just saw the.
The immersion, Michael.
I was trying to mute myself because it kept giving notifications, and then I saw the GIF or the image of Shaq that Colin had posted.
Oh boy.
That's
Can you put that in chat now?
Not
Is that
from
appropriate?
That's not Shaq. That's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, never mind. I just
Yes.
that's even worse.
Captain.
I'm gonna pat my chest. And do you have it still?
Yeah, I'm going to hand it back.
Thank you.
And then I think,
Do you hand it back to me?
yeah, hand it back to you.
Go
I'm
back
going to
to
realize,
Goliath form after seeing all the things that have been happening.
I'm going to realize where we are. I don't think we rushed over there. We're so focused on him that I'm just going to take all the time you need and kind of stand up and look around and realize that we're where we needed to be, where we wanted to go in the first place. I'm just going to start giving this place a look.
It's pretty crazy. These stones, I mean, they stand taller than the hybrid form of Arius. They're like 15 to 20 feet tall. It's almost, imagine Stonehenge, like these monolithic pieces, slabs of stone that almost seems so big that whatever ancient civilization did this, it would have been a feat of engineering. Very cool, very creepy, also in the dead of night.
Can I
no,
recognize?
no,
Single
does
stone sitting. You're closest to the single stone in the middle.
I'm gonna kind of spin around. Notice that it's a triangle, right? Like
Yep.
it's triangle shaped with a single stone in the middle. And there's 19 around and one in the middle.
Yep.
I want to investigate the single stone in the middle.
Grab my dwarf traits, correct.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Investigate it. Make a roll an investigation check, which means you're gonna look at it, touch it, like, and really. Chris is trying to figure out his sharpshooter stuff. I can tell. Just killing him.
No, that was
I'm
Step
gonna-
Strike. I was just playing around Step Strike. I already figured out sharpshooter.
I'm gonna stand up.
Hmm.
I'm gonna see if any of them are watching me,
Oh, I'm watching you.
keeping
real
eyes.
Yeah.
You keeping eyes on me?
Investigation. I'm gonna say like I don't know if I have proficiency with any sort of tools, but I would definitely be using tools for it. Was a 27.
It's ancient.
What if we played that was it?
No.
Right. Got it.
Your mom.
Very
You leave my mom out of this.
like you can't quite, even with a 23,
27.
27, you can't decipher how ancient this is. That's how.
27.
Jeez.
But you
is
notice, under the surface, it looks like the
was
millennia
already.
have worn it away.
What?
There used to be an inscription on this rock, like runes, like something was carved into it, written, and the weather, the elements have just worn it so smooth that it's barely noticeable now.
I take some piece of coal, put some parchment up against it,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana
and
Jones, that thing.
use the coal to see if I'm able to get any sort of letters. You put the paper up against it, and if there's any sort of residual surfaces across it, when you do that, it can reveal what might have been there in the past.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You make an impression, and when you pull it away, it looks like a language that you've never seen before, but you see distinct carvings. Make a perception check for me as well. No, yeah, perception.
13.
You do not notice that where you have just etched these, and you pull it away, you're looking at it, the runes begin to glow on the rock.
I didn't notice that.
Can I be doing something as this is happening?
You can.
I'm gonna look around, see that Arius
Mhm.
has eyes on me. I'm gonna walk over to Greenie, which your name is.
Selrin.
Selrin.
Yes. Sorry, I had my hand in front of the mic. Which
I'm
I haven't drawn a weapon yet in any of this, so I'm not like,
gonna walk up to
Yeah.
you slowly and non-threatening.
okay.
What are you doing? Are you just
Um,
watching me? Or are you searching? Or are you?
he's been listening and kind of he's keeping an eye out on the surroundings. He's basically just
Does
I walk
anyone?
up to you. Oh,
Sorry, keep going.
and with like teary red eyes, like I've been like trying to like wipe away tears and keep it known that I've been like crying on the ground as a life of emotion floods
Gotcha.
into my
brain, body.
mind.
Yes.
And say, I meant nothing by anything. I meant nothing by it. And this might be of as good of use as it is to you as it was to me. And I'll give you the vial.
Oh.
And I'll like place it in your hand.
I would like as we were like going to hand it, I'd be like no, it's you're fine. I'm not used to taking people at their word when I can avoid it.
Emotional damage.
sometimes there's no avoiding it. And I'll
Yes.
turn around and walk away. And I'm like sniffling and like wiping tears from my eyes.
Atla, you are so engrossed in this tracing that you don't notice that the rock right in front of you is now glowing and has turned into a portal.
Lord.
It's almost with a gravitational effect pulling you towards it, just ever so slightly.
Do I notice it now that it's pulling me in?
It's not pulling you in; it's just pulling you towards it. It's almost like just a nice.
It's
Really,
attractive.
it's
Like,
a really strong fan blowing that way, and your clothes are going with it.
Yeah.
Is it glowing bright enough to like
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh,
They're like,
look at
two
that
hands,
forest
and
out
he's
here.
Right. Yeah. 8.
8.
Yeah.
It's that Brooklyn Nine-Nine where she's on her
You,
iPod.
we need to get you a dice tower on that side of the table.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I got these cup holders now, so we're
I
good.
can print one.
But those,
I mean, I'd be down.
those, I think they're not doing you any favors because your
Yeah.
whole surface isn't very big.
Very true. I could just
with
use
an
the whole
8,
table.
Okay, you are now physically being pulled. You feel this tug kind of pulling you forward. You snap out of it. You see this in front of you. What would you try to do? Seeing this portal has opened in the middle of this rock, almost like an archway.
Guys, there's a portal.
A what? Pull out my bow.
Start
Let me kill
walking over towards it.
It seems to be pulling me in a little bit. Trying to like
Uh,
back up a little away from it.
Make a make a strength saving throw.
oh boy.
It's like pulling me.
Make a strength saving throw.
If I throw snow in the air in front of it, is the snow pulled towards the portal?
Does Selrin
That's a
do
good
that?
question.
Yes.
Yes, it goes
It's pulling all mad.
14.
14. You are losing.
metal.
You are being pulled into this portal slowly, like not paint drying slow, but like just you're being about at this pace, just
Um.
probably about 2 feet between you and the portal.
Well, I'm going in,
Into what?
I go
and I
The
jump
rock
in.
that is
Try and, like,
glowing.
grab
No,
his
I just
shirt.
jump into it.
You grab his shirt as he jumps in, and it pulls you in.
Oh yeah.
Just
As this is happening,
They were
like,
fun.
tell us, yell back through if it's okay to come with you.
my arm just comes back through the portal and grabs it.
You see a thumbs up. Peek red.
you
Terminator.
on the other side of the portal. You step through a wall. You are standing in a very dark room. It smells of musty, damp, stale air.
Okay. Cave,
You
swamp.
Very. The ceiling is probably 9 feet tall, so pretty close to both of your heights. You're there as well.
Like knocking on it.
It seems to be carved
Is it wood?
Carved.
stone.
Oh.
It's carved as in like pickaxes or like
Yeah.
you. Neither of you has dark vision, so
Yeah.
Dark.
Dark vision.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah. Eternal Winter, glowing rock.
do you use it?
Gandalf that thing.
Go ahead and
Rock meal.
I can get bigger. Break through it.
what is its command word?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's your command word.
This command word is
Spot.
It's like a safe word, but a command word.
I'm on the spot for this thing.
isn't Shazam the like default everyone's
Yeah.
I'm yelling through the portal.
yeah.
Can you hear me? I'm trying to like stand away from it.
Torch light.
You
Torch.
say torch, and it. You see
You
then.
accidentally trigger it when you were talking about torches.
You see.
Alexa.
I think with how magical this is, it knows when it's needed.
Yeah, I would have brought it the rock by now.
You can tell you're in a mine now.
Can he hear me? I'm yelling through the portal.
You behind you see the portal.
Oh, what radius light is this? Yeah, I'll stick with that. I already said I'd do it. Forgot I had another thing that can produce light whenever I want to.
Light.
Artificers.
Bells?
You like
Light.
Literally, you can just.
it's like a what's it called?
But this thing's cooler. I mean, it's a new thing that I have that.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are inside. You can tell you're probably in a mine, and you see the portal behind you.
And they hear nothing.
You don't hear anything, no. You just see it. It doesn't feel like it's pushing you away from it.
I'm gonna look to you, Stelren.
Uh-huh.
I say, it has been what seems like a lifetime since I've been on an adventure. Might as well.
Go. You can. So you can.
And I'm
you
gonna
just
jump.
walk into it.
I'm
Okay.
gonna jump through it, like jump into it. Like
What sort of noise do you make when you jump through this?
You cannonball through this thing, and you crash right into the two Goliath, just almost, which feels like running into a wall. So just,
Is there a,
That was
is
the.
there a rodent?
What was that?
That was the.
Was that a
Right?
rat?
Second I hit. Okay.
Oh, it's you.
We're in a mine. This is like
I can see it perfectly.
this torch. Also, just by the way, is like this purplish, like it's ethereal, like flame that is just producing.
what is
that
its
no one has
radius?
seen.
30 feet?
I think it's just typical torch light. It produces as much light as a normal torch.
I wish I knew how much light that was.
They're like, don't you know? Have you not read? So I'm gonna cast Beast Sense on Digan and send him through the portal.
20 feet. Bright light in a 20-foot radius, an additional 20 feet of dim light.
So 20 and 20.
So 40 feet.
Well, you would have disadvantage at 20.
I'm
Did
gonna.
that update for you in Foundry? Oh, you.
There were some things that were off about it, so I'm not really using Foundry.
Oh, nice. I wasn't on it.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
You sent Digon through.
Yep.
How?
There is not a range limitation.
So you,
It's concentration, and I can see through its senses. Sorry.
okay, yeah. So you see a mine, and you see the three of them standing there.
Okay. I got walk through the portal. You know, we have these handy spells that we can use to not touch very ancient magical things with our faces.
there's
You're
no.
still holding the like tracing in your hand.
You're like, oh, I got here.
I'm not listening to him at all.
We're here.
What else to do?
Oh, while I'm holding that, I'm actually gonna show it to my bag. Hey,
What?
You know what this says?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna show it to your bag.
Actually,
I'm not
Yeah,
convinced
you
the
can-
bag is
No, I'm not gonna
gonna
use that yet.
kill somebody.
No, he's a errand boy.
Yeah.
He's a
much,
Death Stranding.
much
All
more.
he does is just run
An
errands,
errand
deliver
boy.
things.
I love it.
You guys have no idea
He's a
I'm
mailman.
no messenger boy.
what this bag.
I'm a delivery boy.
So, what do we have here?
Okay, so you.
I have no
This
idea.
microphone cannot stay here. I'm just gonna have to talk really loud.
We need like a boom or something.
It might be better if you actually scooted it further away from you, but pointed more at you,
On the other side of the
like
screen.
closer to your DM screen. Yep.
Okay, so
We just get someone to boom up.
I mean, you could also just like.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could
Oh,
just
he's turning into.
hang one off of there or something.
There are lights up there, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Pointing
okay,
at.
so the only thing you'd be able to do with your bag is legend lore, but I don't know if that would actually help because you can't
I can't-
understand it.
I can't talk to the bag.
You can talk to the bag, but for legend lore, you have to name you have to describe a person, place, or object.
Yep.
So you could try to legend lore the entire circle or the
No, not worth it. I was just trying to ask the bag if he could read the note. As his sentient self. If he spoke that language. Whatever this language is.
Right. Doesn't look like it to me.
I forget where the opening is sometimes. And so I was like, okay, fine. And I shove it in his mouth. I was like, no, and then I guess there's flaps too.
Mhm.
I put it in the flaps.
It goes into the astral plane inside.
Never to be seen again.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
No, I'm sure there's been plenty of people that have walked up and touched this rock before, right?
I highly doubt that.
But this is an
So-
iconic place. I'm sure that
Oh,
Yeah, people.
of course it
people
is.
around.
Yes, yes. People have touched it. Sure.
You see now that you have your torchlight going, racks holding picks and hammers are nailed to the walls of this small cavern. The floor is covered with rock, with the dust of rocks and
where should the footprints lead?
every direction that you can go.
I'm gonna take a good look around. Do I see anything? With my not dark vision, or with my dark vision? Yes.
Nothing beyond what. With his torchlight, it's as the whole cavern is filled with light.
And it's one single room with no.
There are
tunnels.
there are 4 hallways. One behind you, kind of going north. There's one to the east
Oh.
and 2 to the south.
I think I'm just gonna pick a direction.
Do I
I'm
see
gonna head.
footprints heading one direction or another?
You see footprints heading 3 of the 4 possible directions.
I'm gonna point them out. Well, I see that 3 of the 4 directions have footsteps. Does that mean it's bad to go to the other one, or that's the one that we should go to?
I start walking to the east.
Somebody could. I was gonna say you could make a survival check if you wanted to determine.
I'd love to do
what
that.
kind of footsteps they are.
I'd love to do that.
Does the ranger want to make a survival check
18.
for us?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
that. Sorry, I was very distracted
help
by
you. I'll help
trying
you.
to. Thank you.
Add a
To
D4.
determine the feat.
18,
The-
18 easily does it. The DC was 13. So, but the ranger can do it.
Add a D4 to that.
Or do we want to take the 18?
Oh, my 18 beat it. I beat his 18. That would be 16, 21.
They are reptilian in nature,
What?
as well
Does anyone tell me
as
this?
human.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he saw it.
Also,
Humanoid
real quick,
or
we're gonna run
human?
an ad.
Okay.
We can keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Because you should sub to the channel and then you won't see the ads.
Hey.
Also,
Got him.
I need to. It's streaming at 1080, but it's not auto converting down quality. So there was a reason it did that last time. Anyway, yeah, they
Humanoid
also-
reptile feet or humanoid feet and reptile feet?
human,
Human.
reptile, and a pair that seem to belong to a potentially a giant rodent type creature.
What?
The reptilian tracks fan out, leading north, east, and west.
Where was the portal?
Southwest.
It's just in the center of the room.
West.
No, on a wall.
It's on the wall.
On the western wall.
So there's to the north. There's a tunnel. To the east, there's a tunnel, and then southeast a tunnel. Southwest a tunnel.
And where did I'm already walking towards the east that I can see right now, which is that like watery thing. Unless someone stops and tells me any of this information.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the. I would be talking about the tracks as I'm finding them.
Okay, yeah. You walk into this room, and you can tell that this is an area that's being mined.
Recently?
It is actively mined. There are gemstones in the wall.
Can we,
So there-
Floor in the
so there are
east end
people-
of this dusty cave is 5 feet higher than the west end.
Sorry, say that again.
The floor to the east end of this room you've just entered is 5 feet higher than the west end,
So that means
With a
they're
rocky
moving
ridge.
west.
separating the ridge. There's a rocky ridge separating the two areas, except for the slopes on their side. So there's almost like one area is being carved in, and it's
Yeah.
5 feet higher. So this side they've carved down more. There are, yeah, you can kind of just see something down in there. You see pickaxes.
Guys, this
That means this is being actively mined. There are people here inside this area right now.
how do you know this?
Well, maybe not literally right this second, but this seems to be a used.
I hadn't told him.
Where are they?
They could be on lunch. I don't think I want to be here when they've come back.
Curiosity's still getting the best of Atla. He's gonna if he sees anything that you said that I see some other stuff. Said I saw something.
You see something like you can see there's gems or there's something here just below the surface that you might be able to swing at with one of these pickaxes and get.
There's
Can we tell what they are
Absolutely.
just by looking at them?
It's hard to tell.
Did we
Roll a
see
D100.
did we see any tracks around where we came through that indicated other things have exited through that means?
26.
Doesn't look like anyone has ever come in or out.
Okay.
Roll again.
Wild magic this time.
74.
74. You chip out a pebble-sized piece of. Make a nature check.
$18.
Say it again.
18.
This is called tourmaline. Tourmaline. Roll a d6.
Does that ring a bell?
Are you fire resistant?
3.
And it is pink in color. It does ring a bell. Make a history check to see why it rings a bell. Tourmaline. Tourmalin.
9.
9. It's really not that big of a stretch. There is a town in Icewind Dale called Tourmaline.
Was.
Tourmal.
Did there used to be 11 towns?
No, it is a town.
Ew.
Northeast.
We just haven't been there.
That you've not been there, and it is known to have a mine. To answer your question, also, you guys heard in Dugan's Hole, Dragon's Bane, as you were starting the rebuilding process, if you remember, 13 people went missing when the people went hiding in the mine when the dragon was coming.
Right.
To answer your question, it does not appear like anyone ever walks along this wall where the portal is, or that anyone has ever intentionally tried to walk through a wall.
Have I mean, I would push in and look for anything else in this room. Is there any other exits over there? Move anything, or this is just where it's been?
It makes a loop around. Like you can exit out of this room into another, like hallway.
Guys, I got a gym.
Where's Pam?
For a second, I was really confused too. I was like, "Where you working out? It's gonna get swole."
My
Isn't being swollen bad?
but yeah,
I'll
it
continue.
makes like a horseshoe round.
Yeah, I'll continue to walk around.
Cool.
Um,
You're gonna have to wait just a second because my computer's frozen. So I don't have my handy dandy key to know what room.
What are you guys doing? Are you guys still back in the first room?
How about you make a perception check
First room, you didn't move
or
room.
investigation?
I'm in the next room.
Is he in the next room over?
Atla, what is that? It's
I think it's a 6 because it's a 9 on the side.
Yeah, it's a 6. Whatever this one is.
that's
6.
my measure. Okay.
That was fun. I like that.
7. Oh, that would be the same exact thing. So 7.
7.
Big surface area doesn't help me either.
You see him like investigating the room. Would you bless him?
Absolutely, I would.
Oh, what a guy.
So 11.
What a guy.
You see this dusty shield pressed up against the wall. It looks really big.
I love it.
Wait, what? What?
Hmm.
No, this is before we started. It makes me laugh.
Okay.
I was getting some assistance with something, and
Yeah, he
you
is.
see this really cool looking shield pressed against the wall that seems probably way too big for most people to use, but it looks perfect size for you.
Hmm. I pick it up.
Now wait.
You already picked it up.
Oh, I picked it up.
That's what it looks like.
Just because it's a card, because it's a magic item, doesn't mean
a
it's
fun
not
narrative
trying to kill
moment,
us.
but I guess not.
You can continue.
Yeah, go for it.
I would try to stop your hand. I would try to like lightly like put my hand on your hand.
Anything that you do.
What
Tristan,
are you
is
trying
probably
to
gonna be
do?
lightly.
Bam.
Wait.
What was that?
Baby hands.
Exactly.
They're by the
They're right there.
Wait.
Worth it.
No, why would you give me this one?
I didn't have a normal hand.
This is what it would look like in you for. As you're like reaching for it. Wait.
What?
Wait.
What are you doing?
I would say this looks more like a shield for someone of my stature. I'm gonna try to pick it up.
I just like sort of throw it next to him on the ground.
like lean it
All
toward.
right.
It's like half your height almost, like weighs
I'm like, can I lift it?
barely.
I like get up. Ah.
It looks good on you.
Am I like? Does it? Does it look good?
Quite fitting. I just like grab it.
I use it up with it. Oh, like drop myself down.
Did you want the ride?
Whenever you're offering, I sure would take a ride. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you have entered this other hallway, Atla.
You are still in that
Yeah.
first room, right?
I
I
follow
would-
you at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would also
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the room where you found the shield, so now I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
towards Atla.
I would
Same.
also generally
I'm not gonna be alone.
Diane to be following whoever's gonna be going the farthest, so I can switch if I need to see from him.
You guys snake around this corner. You can go straight, or you can make a left turn.
Sauron, where do the footsteps lead?
To clarify, can you put your cursor where straight is? Cool.
So just imagine you're in this hallway. You can go forward, or you can go left.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding which way is forward, but now I understand forward is to the bottom left.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
I think I'm piecing together this might have been a loop. So I'm gonna kind of go left and peek around to make sure that those connect there.
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And as you do that, you notice a set of stairs carved in that go down to another level, or back to where you came. You hear running water. So where you could have gone left, you hear running water.
You think running water? You can
I
nod.
don't, dude. I don't. Do tell me there's running water.
There's running water. That
I
direction.
think we should go to the running water.
There's stairs lead down this way.
Let's do water first and then head down.
Let's go check
Fair
the
enough.
water. It may just be an underground river, but it may be something coming from above. I don't know.
Yep. Head towards the water.
You guys- Underground river. Who has the highest? What is passive? Give me your passive perceptions.
15.
Don't worry why I'm asking.
Also 15.
11.
No reason.
How the heck do I move?
Only a 12, but my passive
Look on
investigation
your token,
is an 18.
but don't move.
Is that perception?
Well, I mean, like,
Just in case I'm continuing to
around the
investigate
map.
these rooms.
my strength is +5,
So who had?
even though my
the-
dex is
what's yours?
+0.
15.
15.
Unless someone has observant, it's gonna be the highest. Unless someone has observant and is proficient.
So you are not surprised by it, but you see, from the riverbank,
Oh boy.
2 giant rats come
gators.
rushing at you.
Okay.
Everybody,
mm,
Hell yeah, we find some rats.
Yeah. Gonna fight some
I'm in the
rats.
front right now, right? I've been leading this with this fire torch.
Oh yeah, I need to roll. If you roll initiative in Foundry, it adds it directly to the combat tracker.
Oh, how do I do that?
the
You click
what?
the character sheet, and then you click your initiative. Click the word initiative, and then it'll roll it.
Does that go on to
Oh, I did way worse in Foundry than I did
Nice.
in.
It also adds your
in real
dex
life.
modifier, so you never actually tie with anybody.
Where's the camera?
Unless you also have the same dex mod.
Double click on your token.
Or you can click the
Are we all rolling in there?
triple person icon on the top right.
I still prefer to roll physical dice.
Yeah, I rolled.
Just tell me when
You're
it
allowed
is
to.
and I can input it.
Oh,
16.
Oh, it doesn't have the right initiative on there. That sucks. Oh, yeah, it does.
What was yours, Taylor?
12.
You can give, if you're still a Twilight Cleric, you still have either you have your advantage on your initiative or someone has it.
Yep.
Yeah, at all times you have advantage on initiative or you give it to someone.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
Did it roll again? No, it didn't. It's not letting me roll again. That's all right.
I can do it for you.
Roll a d20 plus 0 for me, please.
Plus 0.
You can also type your rolls in the chat or push the dice button.
My goodness.
Foundry's really cool.
There you go.
Just wait till you get to use that
12.
spells. It's
Okay.
I used it
so-
years ago, but
Up first is one of the giant rats.
Bring
This
it.
is just fetching. Oh, that would be an ant.
feel free to crush it.
I'm gonna. If I can see it again.
crushed. I like that.
Might want to roll strength saving throw.
It needs to roll it.
It's gonna take long
Something.
damage.
Yeah, so up first is this giant rat. It just is gonna run up to Atla and it's gonna
I don't see what everyone else sees. I'm like obscured by something on my screen. Let me first. I don't see what At sees.
Celerin, if you're wondering what I'm seeing, there's 2 rats. One's running.
yeah. I don't know why you're not. If I click on you, I can see everything.
How can you?
Maybe I'll refresh. I might have lost. My computer might be lost where I'm supposed to be.
So we're in this cave,
Yep.
and there's
no.
big rats.
Well,
Two big scary rats are trying to attack you.
Yeah, I'm just remembering that the viewers can't see what we see. So
I'm
try
Yeah, I put my laptop in front of the
this
camera.
is weird. This is what I'm seeing.
Because you're not in the right. I don't think you're in the right area.
Can
How
only
can
be
you-
one
How can you
person.
like, click and drag and like move the map?
You need to be able to right click. So if you turn on corner right clicking, that's really the only way I can do it, at least on Windows.
I'm liking this thing less and less.
You hold right click and then so yeah, you can right click and then you can drag anywhere and track it. I trust your target decision making for shooting things.
Does a 17 hit Atla?
Meets it, it beats it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it hits.
Unless you have shields.
You take 4 points
You're
of
probably fine.
piercing damage. As this big old rat bites you. Atla, you're next. Having been bitten by this big old rat.
Great. I try my best to angle myself where the first rat is more in front of me, and the second rat is still in this cone-like shape. Right?
Okay. You can move yourself in Foundry, but
I'm stuck on the other side of the wall. I can't move myself.
Collides with at least one wall.
I can move up, but I can't move.
oh, it's because I'm moving the wrong person.
I can't see what's
There we
over there
go.
behind
Now
the
I
rat.
can definitely see.
But I'm trying to move myself. It's not super great. So I'm just gonna angle myself where I can see both of them.
Okay.
And take a deep breath.
Mhm.
hold the torch in front of me and let out a big exhale.
Okay.
Big purple flame in a 15-foot cone shoots out and erupts from the torch. Must make a dexterity. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw of 13.
So you can only hit.
Oh, I can. I can't reach both of them.
No.
Even if I step backwards.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I put a cone down to actually measure it. So.
That's literally what I was doing.
All right. I instead will do a.
If you stepped into the same space as Damien, you could get both.
Shove him back.
Okay.
I resist.
You both occupy the same space. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Great.
long as you
Does it
don't
have an opportunity to attack by me stepping back?
It does.
I like hug against you.
It bites. It takes a little bitey bite.
Oh, a foo.
Me. I stepped away from it.
Opportunity.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
Yep.
And that's going to be
These are probably poison rats.
5 points of damage.
Hmm.
It specifies piercing in the chat.
Yeah, it's piercing.
Hmm.
Okay.
So then I do my thing. DC 13 for both of them.
Okay.
Dex, yeah, Dex because it's fire. Sorry, you had a moment
17 for the
of
first one.
contemplation.
Pick something up from the store tonight.
Gotcha. It just like,
And a natural 1 for the other one.
ay,
Great.
mice.
Got me.
So that's 6 fire damage.
Okay.
It's a terrible roll for 3d6.
Yeah. Great.
It's a below average.
should've used
So
Foundry.
it's half as much damage for the one that saved. So it only takes 3 damage.
Okay.
And then a full 6 damage to the other one.
Okay.
They're lit purple.
Okay. Yeah, these giant rats are glowing purple. And it is the second giant rat's turn. And it's going to try to take a little chompy chomp out of. You can't end your turn in the same space as an ally, can you? You can
Correct.
just occupy.
Yeah, you can pass through, but you can't end there.
Yep.
The other one's going to try to take a chompy chomp out of Sauron.
Okay. Hello.
The one that made the save is lit in purple. The one
12
that.
to hit.
16. So no.
So which one is lit purple that took more damage?
The one that is lit purple is this one here. It is the one straight down from Atla
Good.
Perfect. So.
versus the one that is closest to Sauron that just tried to bite him and missed. And that means it is now Damien's turn.
Wish that was the-
Close.
Ruth.
I know.
wish that was next.
Arius is up next.
I'm going to lift up both of my hands and you guys
As
are
I'm
going-
directly in front of you, is that more on my shoulders? Do I see them?
Or like
From the-
under
from the
your
sides?
arms, like
Yeah, yeah.
I would move out from behind him. 'Cause I don't want to hit you with this.
5 feet is like good enough.
I would just quick step away, and from both of the ends of my hands comes this dark blue lightning. Very much
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Do it. And I release 2 witch bolts,
Do it.
Ooh, that's fun.
twinning them. Of
That's
course.
real fun.
And
Favorite.
I am
Super
going
class.
to roll to hit these.
Yep.
That is a 15 to hit plus my spell. Oh my gosh, that's 20 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And it does 8, 9, 17 points of lightning damage to both of them.
Goodness.
You know that amazing sound from
Describe how they die.
Oh man, I forgot about
I have a video of my son doing that. I got him to do it. And he just does his head up.
The flesh just melts. They become rigid in place, and flesh just melts away from them. This terrible smell, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like this caked brown flesh that's just against bone, and they just fall in their spot.
That's exactly what I thought this torch would have done.
We almost did.
And I'm going to like
Yeah, 6 hit.
you like see me like look at my hands. There's like this like crackling energy. It's like dark blue. Remember that dark blue energy, just like crackling on my fingers.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
I've never seen Ruith do that.
No, you have not. No, you have not.
Okay. So, you guys see this underground river. Doesn't seem to be much in the way of being able to traverse it. It is flowing south. It sounds like it empties out into a large cavern somewhere. Out of view.
Should things go bad here, we might be able to run and escape through this river because it's got to flow out somewhere.
Or it could flow even deeper.
Uh,
We could be a half mile underground right now. I would rather go upriver.
I don't think going downriver gets you any farther
Is it-
out of a cave.
Is it like a river that's like in an open cavern, or is it like water rushing out of like a wall, like a?
Yeah, it's like a big hole in the wall.
So it's not like
It's
a
rushing
cavern with
south.
with a river in it.
No. And it rushes down through like a big crack in the wall, like big crevice. You could fit through the crevice, but if you had to.
And you can hold your breath.
Your call.
not now. We're
I
not
don't. Do we see anything else in the room? Are there any? Okay. Well,
No.
I say we go try another direction. We tried water. I'm gonna look to you, Sarah. And we tried the water. Let's try the stairs.
Yep. We're gonna go back over towards the stairs.
Are you good with that?
No. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't see. We
Mr.
don't
Bear.
see any other avenues of exploration in this room.
No.
We just
You don't have to
Cool.
call me that when I'm not a bear.
You guys go back.
Okay.
Around it. You go down the stairs.
Yes.
You go down the
Oh,
stairs.
I'm in the wall again.
I know.
Sorry. Take it.
You enter into a processing room. Benches and tables are set up as workspaces where miners cleaned any gemstones they might have found. Gravel and pebbles are strewn about. Scattered across the floor are a few hammers, picks, and broken lanterns. Who would enter the room first? Make a perception check. Investigation, perception. You could use your glasses.
You feel a hand on your forearm
wait,
as
that would
you
probably
look
be-
around.
Yeah, I'm looking around the room because there's
yeah, add your
plenty of stuff.
proficiency as you put your special glasses
And you
on.
get one of those.
D4.
You feel some as if you're being guided by
You-
some ants.
You're helping me?
No, he's
Oh, this is investigation,
got?
right?
Your choice.
10 plus
You can
8
percept. You can.
plus proficiency.
what version of
21. And I rolled a 6.
What?
Wait, that's including guidance?
That's with your 4. So guidance, I rolled a 4 for it. Then I have plus 8 investigation. Then he said add your proficiency because you're using your like tools and everything to look through the room. So plus 3. So already it's 10 plus 8 plus 3 is 21.
Jeez.
That
You can tell that it looks like the miners left in a pretty big hurry.
How young were they?
I'm so glad you're here tonight. We'll see you later. Kidding. I actually I switched through all the things. It looks like they left in a pretty big hurry.
That was a good callback.
I missed something. What happened?
He said miners.
I
Miners.
said
There's
the
a-
miners left in a pretty big hurry, and he said,
How old were they?
Yeah.
Miners.
And a few weeks ago, I
We made the same joke. And
yeah, and I was just like, well, yeah, no, they were like, oh yeah, the miners were fleeing the city, and I was like, why are all the kids fleeing the city? What?
So I relay that information. They seem to have rushed in a hurry, like something, like they were scared of something or something happened. Things seem to be rustled.
In like the buildings on fire hurry, or like mom called for dinner hurry? There's a difference.
Say that one more time.
In the like buildings on fire hurry, or like mom called for dinner hurry.
It seemed of trouble.
Okay.
Seems of trouble.
Like valuables were left behind.
They're gemstones.
How valuable?
What? Yeah.
that are just laying out.
Yeah.
I pick up some.
Can I, yeah,
Definitely
definitely. I want to take a
I
look
mean,
at.
we might as well fill our pockets while we're here.
Yeah, each person just roll perception.
Natural 20.
Bro, this is not helping.
28. Natural. Natural 20.
16.
Guys are
Good
done.
old
They're in
10.
They are in jail.
28.
Okay, 10 or higher.
There you go.
Oh, let's go. 20.
Already
Okay.
better.
10 or higher,
Let's go.
you can roll a d8 to see how many gemstones you find.
Sweet.
15 or higher, you can roll a d20
Oh.
to see how many gemstones
Oh, shoot.
you pick up.
Just guidance.
No. Good try.
Oh, I get 15.
I get 12. 15 and 12. That's crazy.
3.
Guidance.
Those are each of these are worth anywhere from, it depends on the size, and we can figure that out later.
Okay, yeah.
But anywhere, the minimum amount they're worth is 10 gold.
Nice.
Bank.
Great.
We gotta rob
100,
people
at
who ran
least
away.
120 gold.
We gotta rob people who run for their lives more often.
I guess we haven't gotten much gold this campaign though, so this is fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like how
But
it's
that's,
gone.
I mean, I think that's just because of the circumstance of you know,
No, that wasn't like a slight.
No.
By any means. It's just like the circumstances
Yeah.
are
You lose 200 gold.
and get out.
Okay, so
Leave.
there is only one
You're
way
done.
out of this room forward, or the way you came.
Gotcha.
I'm already walking forward.
Okay,
I only got
really quick,
3
really quick,
gemstones.
really quick. Everybody just come here for a moment, please. Circle up. These people fled from this space. I would accept that absolutely. You would be like this.
Yep.
These people
I
Fled.
I like do like the down on one knee. No, I'm not proposing. But I'm listening.
For like, yeah.
We're looking at
these people fled so quickly, and they're here for these gemstones. The reason they're here though because of these gemstones, and they fled in such a hurry that they left things that could have just been grabbed. It was that urgent that they leave.
Yeah,
or were
now we have 'em.
forced. I'm just saying,
Maybe they saw a bear.
if it were as scary as you, maybe. But let's just be on our guard and steal the things we can steal and get on our way.
Be on our guard.
That's a
Anything of value.
Absolutely.
that's a great call. You know. Yeah.
The way up.
We
That
need
is
to be-
as long as we're gaining elevation.
Yes.
As long as we're getting up.
Oh, we're still going to investigate this mine. Yeah.
Yes, as we go up.
As we
We
make
are
sure
walking-
not miss anything.
No.
We are walking down right now.
I don't think you're
Well,
in a
that's because
position to tell anyone.
we didn't have.
I mean, you're Ruith, but
Do
I
you
mean,
not
we still
remember the
just
past 10 minutes
met you.
But we didn't. I've known you for months. Years.
It's still a bit strange, and I'm getting used to it.
Welcome to the.
I don't know what else I have to do to prove it to you.
I go ahead and while we're here, because they left in a hurry, I pull out my little cannon thing,
Pistol?
put it on my shoulder.
Okay.
Oh,
Real
all right.
quick, we're gonna take a quick break,
Oh,
and we will continue down.
up.
Down.
Okay, we'll be right back.
superpowers?
Hey, welcome back.
Apparently not.
Zach is over here coughing, dying. He inhaled his water instead of drinking it.
Tried to breathe it.
So don't recommend you do that.
This one can't breathe water.
Show my eyes.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Well, I've got a cannon on my shoulder right now.
Yeah.
For story's sake, it's the force cannon, not the fire cannon, so it looks a little bit different. Has
Okay.
more a longer barrel, more distance.
Sniper cannon.
Yeah.
I know you're interested in exploring the everything with your face first, but I can send my spirit dragon ahead of us, and
Let him find out before I do? No.
let him
I'm gonna start walking.
trigger any traps that might be trying to kill people that
How-
might be seeking the very valuable things.
How much room is in there? Like,
The
how tall are the?
It's 5 foot by 8 foot.
Oh yeah, so I definitely don't want to turn into a bear. Never mind.
Atla, you push down
Oh,
into this, and you step out. Into,
With the dragon. The dragon's there.
yeah.
You step out into this cavern. Cavernous area. Give me a order here. So Atla's in front with the dragon. Who's behind Atla? Okay, we've got Damien, and then
I guess I'll probably be behind him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up the rear.
I'll pull up the rear.
you step out into this cavern. You can see and hear. This is where the water, that river seems to be flowing, and it falls off a steep cliff down into nothingness. This hole is so deep and dark, it seems like it has no bottom. You don't hear the water splashing at the
Oh,
bottom.
there's more water.
It's
This-
a cavern
it's the
that just
river.
drops. The river. If we
The
would have
river you guys
just
saw,
if we would have gone through that,
it shoots
We would
through this
fall
wall.
into
It
the
goes
water.
through this wall down.
Seemingly in a different area, but the same water.
Same waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same river that you saw. This cavern is almost infinitely deep, it seems. You probably,
is there a pebble or a rock on the ground somewhere?
yeah, it probably spills out into the Underdark. Like this is
Is
that
that-
deep.
Can I take a? I'm going to take a torch that I have out and wrap it. If we can't hear the water, we're not going to hear. If we can't hear the water hitting, we're probably not going to be able to hit a rock.
It's so loud.
As I'm holding this
The
pebble
roar
and
of this
staring at him,
waterfall, you almost have to yell at each other.
There's no way you're going to hear that.
as I'm staring at him,
What?
all of a sudden the rock glows a bright light with 5-foot radius, and I toss it in the hole. And I'm just giving him like, you're an idiot look.
You drop it. And it falls for probably half a mile, and then stops moving.
Oh,
And you just very faintly see it washing away.
A quarter mile? Was that like 10 seconds that it dropped?
I don't have the. We could figure out its critical. Like
You
its-
instantly fall 500 feet. In case you're curious, you fall 500 feet in one round. So 500 feet's like a tenth of a mile. So probably 12 seconds.
7.3 seconds.
wow.
It fell. That is a long time.
You're just like,
Long.
dang,
2, 3.
dang.
We killed a dragon faster than this.
Yeah, right.
You did. Yeah.
You guys
it's-
want to jump down there? Or? I'm just kidding.
I've been known to cliff
Yeah, I mean,
trap.
it depends. Do you trust me?
Are you Aladdin?
It in a different
What'd you say?
campaign at a different
Are you
time, I
Aladdin?
would
What?
jump off and Misty step back up. But that I want to keep Misty step.
I'm seeing how much.
I
better-
carefully trudge along that path. Can we tell if this is the way that they ran to leave? That they ran so
you
quickly?
could make a survival check to try to see.
Hey, Selwyn,
Yeah, I was gonna.
is this the way that they ran?
It is 13.
Let me help you.
A 13. Yeah, you have help.
It's 21.
This is the opposite direction that they ran.
This is where they're in from.
or away from. So whatever it was, maybe came from here. This is exciting.
I have a feeling I
wasn't
know
paying
what you're thinking, Atla.
Keep going.
I wasn't paying attention. What? We're not
you
going
go
down.
This is
way.
what they were. Whatever.
This is not where they were going.
This is where they evacuated from.
I take out little fella. If we need to ever get down in a distance that deep, just let me know.
Gotcha.
If we need to what?
What was that?
If you ever need to fall down a distance that's that deep, let me know. I take out the feather again.
How, what's a feather gonna do to help us?
Do you see how big we are?
I could do 3 more of you, in fact, even larger.
Wow.
No one in this circle has featherfall, so we are unfamiliar with what you're talking about.
That's the idea.
I want to be clear in case it didn't come across.
I'm remembering back to the.
Each and every one of us.
I'm remembering back to when you were wrapping the torch. And,
Thinking back, yes.
just like thinking how dumb I thought you were in that moment.
Gonna do the feather.
Yeah, and that's what kind of what I'm like. The same look I gave you when I lit the. That's the same look I'm giving you now with the feather thing, like the what? And I just keep going.
You step into a bucket lift. You go down the hall, and it's almost like this wooden pulley system, what we would call an elevator almost, through down a hole.
This is the top of it.
Yeah.
Like we're at the top, and that.
And it goes down. It's like it takes you further down the mine.
Like down
It
into
has, like,
the
a pulley that you crank.
down into the Underdark. It'll lower you down.
Or just further into the mine.
Mm-hmm. But it's got a pretty substantial way to end up in the dark.
Well,
That's right.
this
That's
will
right.
take us further into the mine.
Seriously, I know your creativity is getting the best of you, or your
Curiosity.
curiosity. Do you actually want to go deeper into this?
Yeah, but
Is
I
that actually
see.
the best thing for us right now?
I see your point for at least us knowing an escape.
I mean,
If these miners had to get out of here so quickly that they left gems that they could pick up with their hands, they
Miners-
didn't even come back for that.
Are weak and not warriors.
How do you know that?
I know miners.
They're some of the hardest working, leather-skinned individuals I've ever seen in my life.
We had to save a group of them earlier. You were part of it.
Did we?
The shed,
We
the sled of iron. There was a dead body. They were all miners. Most of them died.
All had frostbite because like it lost limbs. And
Yeah.
They might have been attacked by incredibly large things. That doesn't make them any less.
I'm not afraid of whatever's down here.
the
You
Niltai grave.
absolutely should be.
But we can at least find
If not a respect.
find a way out.
So I say we don't just keep on going down. Then is this all of the ways that we've explored every possible?
No, there's a path back where we came from that we haven't explored yet.
So why don't we go check that?
That's what I'm
last
saying.
path?
We checked that last path, but
Can you send something to go check that last path? Let's wait for just a moment while he does that.
like the one that was north in the initial room, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Decent.
Yeah, Diane's just gonna
Digan?
dash his way.
Yeah, Digan makes his way that way. It seems to be the actual exit to the mine.
Okay. And it's just like just a little bit around the
And the
distance.
portal is still open.
Oh,
It's been open the whole time.
Oh,
I thought it closed.
so I'm gonna run back.
You don't have to spell.
I'm gonna
Shut the-
lay down alarm.
There you go.
Cast that right in front of the
How do you cast it? What do you do?
portal, and then I might throw it in the entrance as well.
That's sick.
That whole space. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I forgot that spell even existed.
Dude.
It's a great little spell.
Austin used it a couple of sessions.
Do I have enough?
I have a similar
with
thing.
one
It's not
cast of it. Will I be able to cover that whole area, or would I need to cover? Okay.
It's like the equivalent of a 5 foot of a door.
Okay.
Great. So it looks like we still go into the mine.
Going down the bucket.
We're going down the bucket.
You go down.
Gonna be some sort
David,
of
you can save
saving
one.
throw. You got that feather?
I'm going to not. Before we get on, I'm just gonna look down. Can I? Is it literally like I can't see beyond it, or can I like look down and see how far it is?
You can see down.
About how far is it?
100 feet. To the next level, to the landing below.
We'll take damage, but I'm not gonna waste Featherfall for it.
Yeah. How
We're not going to use
I think
the
it's 5th level.
pool.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
you know.
I got more spells.
How's the bucket look? Is it big I'm assuming it's only big enough for
tight fit for you, but you can fit it.
okay.
Oh, just
So it's
for
like a one
person.
at a time kind of
One at a
thing.
time, and there's a hand crank.
Is there no
I do
resistance
not
to
like
bludgeoning?
splitting up the party at all.
Is there
I'll
no-
go first.
We could go off the cavern.
Okay. You don't even. Yeah. It takes you just a few minutes to descend.
A few minutes.
Just 2 minutes to descend.
As you go down,
as soon as
I
you step out of
smack
it,
you on the head and guide you.
Thanks.
before?
Good luck.
you step out and you're able to just you step out and immediately it winds itself back up to the top.
Okay.
It's probably the same mechanism Damien used for that rope.
You two next.
What's become of my?
I would be happy to be the last person. I can be effective in combat from here.
Through a hole in the with
Sorry, I thought I imagined there was like a thing.
No, there's you would
Rewind.
this wooden platform
What?
with a hole in
Can you
the
shoot
middle
through
that-
So it's
Mine?
not an open cavern that we're looking out over. It is literally a hole in the ground.
This
with walls
wooden
all around
cavern that is closed off with wood.
If something comes right underneath the bucket, I could just shoot down. No, I'll go.
They should go together since they could probably hop in.
those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was
And you be
thinking.
last.
Yeah.
I mean, you
'Cause I got the
that's
alarm
actually
up.
the best.
Gotcha.
Let's try to squeeze in, even if it's like risking. I think it's best.
I mean, if we can, if we're fine, if he made it,
As we start to go down, I'm gonna say
What does that mean?
The nerd up there, if he's
as we
I'm
start,
saying you should lay off the food, maybe the ale.
as we start to descend, I'm gonna say if you do need to jump, just let out a yell and I can catch you.
Why would I?
Trust me. If you need to jump for some reason, if
Okay.
something is up here with you, just give out a yell.
Okay.
remember to yell when you fall.
Still so dumbfounded at he's going to get. He can't even lift the
She
shield.
can't right. You got the shield that's twice.
So do you guys all eventually make it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. You make your way down.
That was
You
exciting.
go one of two. I know it was really a non thing. I want you guys to get there on your own. I mean, not to say just do it. You'll be fine.
Right.
You can go one of two ways.
Mhm.
You can
Always left.
you can go left.
Always left.
The hallway to the left. However,
Mm-hmm.
you walk down. Are you first still?
Yep.
Leading the way as
With the torch and Diagon.
Mhm.
Is that
you
his name?
see a
Diane.
pile of bodies.
What kind of body?
13 human bodies.
Mm.
All human.
8 kobold bodies. Blocking you from going any further down this hallway. They are literally stacked as if to block the tunnel.
8 kobold.
Freaking gross.
8 kobold, 13 humans.
They're
Just,
stacked
just
to
a
block
minute.
this?
Just a minute, fellas.
There were 13 humans missing, weren't there?
D&D talk here. I'm
Mhm.
talking to Zach. Actually envision
Yeah, no, this is
Us?
horrifying.
being teleported into a cave in the middle of nowhere,
Oh yeah.
and we find piles of dead bodies.
Yep.
This would not just be a let's get
Let's
it going.
go.
This would be absolutely crippling, like
Yeah, mortal peril. Yeah.
terrifying.
I'm gonna need
Except for
some
Adam,
of their.
of course.
I'm gonna need some of
For
their.
everyone else would be terrifying.
Those, the
Yeah.
Goliaths might just be like,
Another day.
Confident I could outrun everyone in this
I
party and
lived
everything
with
chasing
Yetis
me,
that
so I'm not
shredded
super worried.
bodies and brought them back as meals.
You did?
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that.
So quiet.
Did you just crank your game?
Literally just put the fader all the way up. So
Anyone want to check that?
11.
my wife will text me if it's too loud because she just told me I was whispering. So
Perfect.
So yeah, I mean, just imagine that.
No,
Literally, this 5 foot wide cavern or this 5 foot wide tunnel by 8 foot tall. There's literally you would have to push these bodies out of the way. They are stacked in a way that is meant to probably. It seems purposeful.
Hey, Dagan, can you go move those bodies? That's gross.
Snack time.
Oh, gross.
As you're eating popcorn.
Do spirits get hungry?
Yes.
What would you do?
What would I do if a spirit was hungry?
No,
If I was a spirit and I was
I'm
hungry?
asking you
That'll
guys
preach.
seeing
Spirit
this.
hungry. That'll preach. Come
There you go. I know. I know. I was literally
Peer down the other way.
It seems, peering down the other way, it seems to be another deposit of gemstones.
I'm
Let's do that way
gonna
first.
take a look at what they are.
on. No.
Wait.
As I see him walking, grabbing you, 100% that is a trap. 1000%. Just a moment. Can you send your little dealie?
Make an insight check.
It's a mine.
These are dead bodies.
That's a pile of money.
Two dozen dead
Did you? So
I think he might
the
be.
gemstones. Is it piles of gemstones or gemstones in the wall?
It's like the first deposit where Atla
Right.
used the yeah.
Okay, that's what I was.
1 minute. 23.
You're just creeped out by the bodies. Yeah, your skin is crawling. Your intuition is telling you this seems bad.
So I'm just gonna pick up a rock. Can I find a rock?
Sure.
And just like toss it down the hallway. One a little bit larger.
Okay.
Same exact thing. I'm gonna toss it like towards the gemstones in the wall. Toss it.
Done.
Okay. I would.
Sure, go ahead, Bess.
I would.
I go take a look at the gemstones. Is there like a pickaxe or anything around to be
Yeah.
able to grab one?
Does anybody follow him?
No, no.
Not closely.
Whenever I touch him to stop him, I guided him.
More no. I'm just asking. Like, is he by?
Yes.
Is he alone?
I would give a wide berth. As I said, he walks away.
Yes, I would be.
I push past and walk with him.
I'd be just past the mouth of whatever the room is and aimed into it.
You guys step in here and you start just roll a d100.
Is that 100?
What is that there?
If it's all zeros, it's 100.
That's a 0. That's a 1.
Then it's 1.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
Double zero is
Never mind.
only 100 if it's all
Okay.
Zeros.
Yep. So
I was like, what?
A 1 with
Nice.
the D100.
Love it.
It's just
What
like,
are the odds?
It's just it's
what's
like
the
this
percentage?
every other number. It's 1 is just as likely as any other number. So it's just like this.
What's the
5,
percentage chance of rolling a 1 out of a D100?
The 1.
you,
Oh, that's so funny.
I need you both to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, no.
Me too?
Yep.
Saving throws?
Just the two of them.
You don't get a D4, my friend. Sorry.
Hello, Jaden. Oh, it's Jaden.
You're on the crack.
Is it
What's up,
Jaden?
Jaden? Hello.
Jaden
Welcome
who?
to the
Jaden,
stream.
Jaden who? Is that your other child?
What?
John and Jaden?
No, I went to go film something, walked in, and the girl there immediately says, "I recognize you. I know you," and she knew me from Table Fables.
Jaden?
Yeah.
My word.
I don't know. It's pretty cool.
That's
Thanks for
I
being
don't
here.
yeah, I don't like are we
We're that
know us?
famous now. People know us.
Just people in public.
famous? Oh my god. Just people in
That's not good.
That's how it works, right?
I mean, I got a 19, but then Chris
It's
said
one
it was
thing
on the
to-
crack and he didn't like it.
It was like it was like
It was up.
straight
19.
vertical.
Yeah,
No,
it was a
that's
19.
That's it.
Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. What was your results?
It's a 5 save.
Save what?
Wait, what was this wisdom?
A child's
That's a bad
death.
roll for a commoner. Like, let's be clear. That's really bad.
Hope it isn't another TPK.
He's dead.
Because we already TPK'd in this almost the exact same way, touching something.
What is the? Oh yeah, Atla again.
You were on the border.
I didn't this time. It wasn't
You
me.
both
It was him.
suddenly notice it feels like someone is probing, feeling your thoughts.
Big note.
I cast Divine Sense.
Who are you? What class are you?
Paladin.
Paladin.
Okay.
Does he detect anything with his divine sense?
I really need my computer to stop freezing. Because it's Twitch. Every time I try to open Twitch to like watch the chat,
Do
You
the
can
pop
pop up
out.
the chat.
Yeah.
it's because I bet it's because I'm using Microsoft Edge.
Oh well, yeah.
I actually
Use
It's just
Chrome,
better, it's
bruh.
just better Chrome. Edge is literally just better Chrome.
You mean worse Chrome?
No, I mean
No, it
I
is
mean better Chrome.
Chrome is.
it uses less RAM.
Yeah.
This is totally not D&D. I'm so sorry. My
There's nothing
computer's
better than
frozen.
Chrome. Don't listen to
Read it to
anything
me.
that's about to be said.
Read it to me.
All
It's all Chrome.
Read it to me.
I
propaganda.
detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this 5 times per long rest.
Good and evil.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be from one of those 3 types of monsters, right? But just good or evil.
It doesn't detect alignment, but it's like good and evil planes, so like celestial or abyssal.
You don't detect anything.
Cool.
We're good.
Cool. Do you feel anything weird happening in your brain? Like something like trying to like touch your brain or something?
That's nothing.
That's nothing. That's fine.
All right. I need my computer to unfreeze. Give me just 1 second
Unfreeze.
before we move on.
I fill
Someone needs to cast
my
unfreeze.
mind with
Oh, sorry. I'll cast command on your computer.
I will cast Control Alt Delete.
Or you could
I
cast
fill my
on-
mind with useless thoughts
Isn't it freedom of movement?
as it tries
or-
to read it.
You suddenly detect.
It is just like
you suddenly find yourself thinking about your current weapons and how they work.
no,
and
those,
the fact that
is
you have a
not what
cannon
I
on
do.
your shoulder, you suddenly feel yourself thinking about the fact that
Wait, you have a hand on your
werebear.
I have a cannon on my shoulder.
Why am I thinking of this stuff?
Jurassic Park style hand on shoulder. Sever.
I'm immediately trying to just think like weird, like stuff about the Yetis. And fill my mind with other things.
Not gonna do any good.
Have I seen any
Usually it's
wildlife,
a wisdom save, not an intelligence save.
In the,
to keep in mind, right?
any like rats or creatures that may have gone further through the mine?
I do not want to waste a second level spell.
I was trying to think if there's anything to lower my intelligence to a 0.
What's going on? What's down there?
Pull out all the ale we can find.
Read this.
You got any ale in that little celestial
Well, it seems
knapsack
like-
of yours?
No matter how hard you try, your thoughts keep shifting to what you don't want them to think about, almost like you failed
Some
a saving throw.
yeah.
Have you roll an 18?
I mean, I rolled a 19, and then Chris, who's not the DM, told me to re-roll.
Okay, whatever. You don't have
So-
I rolled a 3.
Oh, okay, good.
So he lost it for the both of us.
I'll probably tell the people, the crew.
Make a real quick. Also, both of you make perception checks with disadvantage. Both of them.
Oh, yay.
I'm busting out a different dice. I haven't.
Wait, me?
No, them.
Oh, them.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's do big boy and small guy. For this one.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
This is.
Bless you.
Hey.
Is this perception?
Perception.
10.
Not good. 6.
You
Sorry, Scream.
you guys see Nothing.
Classic.
From behind you, a rift in the plains appears, and out through it steps this creature, clad in black, tentacles flowing on its face, skin purple, sleek,
Titillating. She'll keep talking about
Know what this is?
Can you
silent.
say that one more time? Did it appear in front of them?
It's like a slit appeared in the plains and opened a rift, and out through it, immediately, silently steps this creature. 4 tentacles on its face, purple skin,
It's
black armor.
where is it?
I was like full drawn, aimed into the room, waiting for something. Do I see anything?
It is just out of view. It would be considered full cover. And it hold on. Atla, you are standing closest to it.
How many mind flayers have I fought in D&D?
If you've been in any of Michael's games, a lot. 'Cause it is his favorite enemy to use.
I've never.
They're so cool though.
Atla, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it that kind of damage? That's gonna be fun.
No, it's worse.
Oh no.
Like you can't control yourself, or we're gonna get turned.
It's a 5.
They paralyze you as long as they're held on to you, and then they eat your brain.
You suddenly feel your mind go blank.
Casually. Who?
You are now charmed.
Adla? You're gonna end up killing me, literally now. First,
He probably gets a.
first you figuratively killed me. Now you're actually gonna slit my own throat.
He probably gets a chance to save every time you damage him. It's a good opportunity to hit your buddy.
And
Good thought.
all of you make an intelligence saving throw. All 4 of you.
Gosh.
This is like
dude.
stupefying presence instead of frightening presence.
Why do I keep?
You say intelligence.
Intelligence
Yeah.
save?
Oh,
Were any of these intelligence saves before this?
No, just this one.
16.
Of course, after I get charmed.
16.
9.
I'm not. Am I supposed to roll this too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you. 15.
15's respectable.
But it's right there. It's a mind flayer. It's right there. Or what are the little mind flayers called?
21.
Tadpoles?
21.
No, it's a different kind of mind flayer. That's lesser.
I don't know what those are. Good.
Anything under what yours?
15.
15?
9.
9. Meets it, makes it. So you two are fine, but you are stunned for 1 minute.
Nice.
And
One of the worst.
For a whole minute? Isn't that 10 turns?
Yeah.
It's 10 turns.
you take 24 psychic damage.
Oh!
Everybody roll for initiative.
I don't.
What's going on in there?
Actually, I can just roll everybody at once, but where's that one?
24.
That's no fun.
Damn it.
You have advantage on initiative, right?
No.
He does.
No. Well, I mean, you're stunned. Well, no, you said
No, I'm
so.
good. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is a mistake.
20 to 15.
22.
I hope you guys don't die. That would be awkward considering it's
That
supposed to be a
sounded
retcon.
so emotional. And
15. I'm
I hope you guys don't die.
Don't really screw up my plans.
15 to 10. Oh yeah, it would. 15 to 10.
13.
14.
14, 13. How about it?
So get me out from being charmed, and then
What's
I
the percentage of that? 13 to 14. What's percent?
And
20. That's
Taylor?
obviously
11. This
just let it be known as well.
Started crying.
Let it be known,
You didn't want to kill us.
Zach, that I do like mind flayers, but I did not write this campaign.
Sure.
He just Googled campaigns with mind flayers.
And our next campaign may or may not have a mind flayer on the cover of the book.
I've never played a one-shot or campaign that Michael's DM'd, and there has, without a mind flayer being like the main, not protagonist, but like a main enemy in it. So
Good to know. The next campaign.
Subclasses with psychic resistance.
Yep.
Um.
Okay, so up first,
This
Isn't one of them
It's
like a
Selrin.
barbarian that's like so endlessly mad that it just can't be charmed and stuff like that?
Would we have the knowledge that he's turned?
no.
Like he would. Okay.
Uh,
I mean, I'm not wearing my glasses.
did we hear anything like that? Like there's
You just
where there's a chain of demeanor when charms or
you
stunning
just had to make that
happen.
save, right?
Yes.
You would have felt that.
Okay. I'm sending in Diane to and if he notices anything in the room, I'm running in and shooting crap.
I mean, yeah, you see this creature that you've never seen before.
Okay. I hope it
But
doesn't
if
like
you played
arrows.
any of Michael's campaigns, you have.
Well, I know what this
You can
is
see
now.
it now too. It's stepped forward.
Okay, I'm gonna
Because
suffer strike.
Edgra told me what it was.
Does a
Wait. Yeah. That was that would be right
I don't know
now.
if that was a
hits?
mind flare though. That was a
13
different
does
creature.
not hit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
This is just a normal second shot. I'm not calibrating for. I missed twice.
Nice. We're on a roll, guys.
I frick. That was my action and bonus action. The only thing I can do is move back out of range. And I can keep Digan in it. So I'm gonna send Digan point blank to it
Okay.
and step back out into the hallway and be like tentacle mouth thing in there. I'm just drawing another arrow. That's the end of my turn. It's one of my 6 spell slots gone.
Hey, look, I just made a little dude for Diagon. Hopefully that works. One of your 6 spell slots is gone. Yes.
Lit.
And where did you move to?
Oh, right, there's a battle map. So I assumed that I had to walk in. I just back up. And
You wouldn't have to have moved to have gotten him.
okay, how far is that? I'm either going to be staying or I'm going to be moving. That's not what I intended to do, but that works. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll move back up. Just out a bit.
Okay.
Because I figure I can move plenty. So I'd rather keep my distance.
It goes up to
Wait, is there a is that the Digang token?
yeah.
Can I have ownership on it so I can see from it?
Sure.
Sweet.
For those not able to see this, we are in a small corridor next to some gyms. And I can't actually see where this creature is.
It's behind you.
Okay, it's that thing right next to me.
Um,
I'm at the end of the hallway.
just kidding, Chris. I don't know how to do that in
Okay,
this moment.
that's fine.
Charmed. Creature's right behind me.
And it is actually going to tell you in your mind.
Freaking gross.
And it is going to try to grapple you
I should
with
stay
its
still.
tentacles.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say
him?
Yeah.
It's gonna try to get you. It's gonna try to melt your brain and your skull.
they like, especially when you're paralyzed and it's bad. It's real bad. It's
Pretty fun.
It's bad news.
12 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
So the attack
That's a big roll.
does not hit. So you are not grappled.
And not being grappled is super important.
This is super. I feel like it should have had advantage because it has control of you and it told you not to move. But I don't want to.
What is his case or his current
He's charmed by the creature.
charm? Doesn't give advantage though.
Right. It just narratively it feels weird, but mechanically it's where it falls.
Right.
A charmed creature can attack the charmer. No. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact with a creature. So it clearly defines that you don't get an attack advantage on the attack.
Good.
Tickles.
Saving his head.
Get out of
It's
here.
save his neck, but it's saving his head.
I need to roll a d6.
Stop it, you.
That's the number of intellective hours they're gonna enter the room. Sorry that I brought that up this week.
Number what?
Intellective hours.
Oh.
They make you stupid, then they eat your brain.
Oh.
They can one-shot you. The CR2 monsters. They have resistance to like 5 types of damage. It's dumb.
That's intellect. What?
Devour. Yeah.
Yep.
They're real dumb.
And that's the end of its turn.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Good luck,
next
guys.
is, Damien. I must keep calling you Ruith because it still says Ruith in here, even though I updated it, it changed it back.
That's just on my character sheet, and I didn't go in and change it. I am going to cast. Am I within 30 feet?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp under the thing. And I'm going to attempt to restrain it. It needs to make a strength saving throw. I don't think they're strong,
I
right?
don't think they're strong.
It needs to make a strength saving throw of 15.
It looked like he
Don't hurt it.
like he doesn't love it.
You would be
Ooh.
saying that.
Because he treated him like a
Easy.
close acquaintance.
17.
Let me see the damage. Oh, okay. You take 3 damage. Half of 6. 3 damage.
Does it hurt me? I'm right next to it.
No, 5 feet. The space it occupies. A hand. You guys see a hand, a purple or like a deep blue. Keep that in mind. A deep blue hand come up out of the ground to try to grasp on. Just isn't able to hold, but it still does a little bit of bludgeoning damage.
I'm just gonna start saying keep that in mind after anything I say.
No.
Just anytime it says
Anytime
deep
it's blue.
Deep blue.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
let's keep that in mind. Deep blue. Keep that in mind.
right on. And I'm gonna move away from it. I'm gonna move 15 feet away from it.
There's no need.
You'd have to like go around the corner.
He's fine.
Get by getting closer to it first.
No, like you would go away from it and you'd do around.
I'm gonna get as far away from it where I'm still in eyesight.
right where you are.
Yeah, I was
The
gonna say.
Selrin is behind
I
you.
took-
and
I took
that's
the
as
last-
far back. as you can flip.
I'm gonna. Can I use a bonus action
He like
to talk to say something to him?
Free action.
Okay.
runs in a circle. Realizes this is the best spot to be.
Atla.
He might not be able to respond.
Sure.
But
I'm gonna try narratively.
Yeah.
Atla, you are being charmed by that creature. It's trying to attack us, and it's going to hurt you.
you would.
He's fine.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
Correct.
I didn't say that.
You wouldn't know.
Atla, attack it.
We have all the best gems out here. There's
Attack who?
wow,
What?
there's so many gems around this corner.
Does that work? All right, that's my turn.
Atla,
Dang.
you are up. And
Why do we put the 2 big tanky people in the room with the thing that controls people's brains?
Because they can take a hit.
That's true.
That's why we did that.
Okay. And like to be fair,
Wait, you're not charmed yet, right?
I'm stunned
yeah.
for a minute.
Jeez. Do we need to hit him?
Yep.
Do we need to hit damage him?
Can you talk or you just there's no?
I don't know.
No,
I don't.
You can
I don't
talk.
think.
No,
Oh, I can.
Done.
you hear in your mind,
Yeah.
attack the big one.
Oh my gosh, no, you're incapacitated. You're considered incapacitated.
Yeah, when you're
Nice.
paralyzed.
Cannot move, speak, cannot attack or make any roll, honestly.
Yeah, the last part of read the rules for incapacitated though. That's the hard part.
So I
Actions.
attack him.
You have to do your best to
If you're
obey it.
paralyzed,
The only thing that you
He's
could
not paralyzed.
Baileys are
way you can
okay.
get out of it is if it tells you to do something that will definitely cause you harm.
Yeah, it's the battle.
But attacking him, you
Yep.
know he's incapacitated. He's incapacitated.
Is he within striking distance or?
He's 5 feet away. He's right next to you.
So I need to do a touch type thing, right? weapon. I will
What's that, dog?
firebolt.
You know, terrifying
Firebolt
that
says
would be.
range of
Down
120, but
the
doesn't have a
dog
minimum range.
barking.
Does that mean
It means if it's ranged, it's got to be at least 30 feet, right?
To do what?
range?
Or would it be at
Arranged
disadvantage?
what?
Firebolt just says range area 120 feet. Doesn't say a minimum.
Or,
So minimum for any ranged attack is
10.
10 feet in order to avoid your close range penalty unless you are using crossbow expert or similar.
Even with non-weapons, even with magical.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna swing with my.
Interesting.
I'm 90% sure that's how.
Well, because the idea is like if you have a bow and someone's like
I
right
guess I
on
swing
you,
with my quarterstaff at
they're
it.
just casting something.
If you're throwing a firebolt, person's close. It's not like a
12.
sword. I don't mean
Assuming that doesn't hit.
that does not hit him, no.
No.
Wait, would I have advantage if he's?
Are you trying to hit him?
Well, he has to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Short answer is yes. You would have.
Still not good. 11. Well, good.
That's great.
I don't.
Are you trying to kill me?
And then
he is.
and then this is just what Atla would do to attack. Bonus action to shoot my cannon at you. And I think it's my spell attack. It's a disadvantage because he's within, but he's still.
It would be a
done.
flat roll.
13.
Is that?
13 does not hit.
Uh-uh.
I had a
You rolled a
plus
4 on the die. Let's be clear.
plus 9.
All right, Arias, it's your turn. You can't do anything, but you can remake your intelligence saving throw at the end, since it's the end of your turn.
Do I
Nice.
make a charm saving throw?
Let's see.
Plus a homie.
17 plus
A divine soul.
1.
18.
If you take damage,
That's the only way.
yep. What?
Even at the end of your turn,
You
every
are.
time you don't.
You pull yourself out of being
It's
stunned.
only.
Let's go.
So you're good,
I'm back.
but that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Okay.
The only way that you get a chance to redo that roll is if you take damage. You guys all did just. You two did just see him try to hit him though,
Cool.
Yeah, I'm about to murder
and now it's
you.
Selrin. You couldn't even move your eyes, just probably out of your periphery, see him trying to strike at you, and it's like,
Okay, I don't have.
I always knew you were a moron, Atla.
I don't have a less dangerous way to do this, so I'm sorry. I'm about to shoot my friend. Time's up. Let's
You
do
don't
this.
have to do sharpshooter.
I'm not sharpshooting because then I would miss you, and that's not the point. What's your armor class?
17.
I hit you once. For
Why did you? Oh. Shot the first time. Why you're like, I'm gonna shoot him twice just to make sure.
no, I would have not done the second shot.
2 saving throws?
Well, I've only hit him once so far. That's 6 damage.
6 damage, man.
Yeah.
and now make a
You
wisdom,
got marshmallow gun or something?
make a wisdom saving throw. He could have ran up and done an unarmed strike against you.
My unarmed strike.
For a half
it does 1 damage. It does do 1 damage. I would also have 6 less to hit.
Yep.
My
Do I roll now?
Yes. Sorry, he said.
Don't worry, I'm about to give you another chance.
Is this charisma saving throw?
Wisdom.
with
Intellect? Sweet.
Wisdom.
WIS on your sheet, big dog.
That'd be an 8.
You don't succeed.
Take another one because you're gonna take another 6 damage.
I'm trying to help you.
Hey,
Sometimes helping her.
this is straight. How
are you there? Does this lower the save? The more I get hurt? 14.
Nope.
That's 1 off. It's 15.
Come on, guys, hit him harder.
Are you out? You done?
That was my turn. That was action bonus action.
next comes on my turn. I can hit him.
It notices that
Can't take 3 damage.
you are free from being stunned, and it's gonna actually move up to you.
Oh wait, I actually didn't bonus action. I get to have my thing bite you. 1 second.
Get away.
I need to roll an attack for that first. Sorry, I rolled better. I missed.
Okay. It comes up to you, and with these tentacles, it is trying to get you.
Who?
Me,
Bear.
Marius.
Mr. Bear,
Mr. the Bear Man.
who still hasn't been able to turn into a bear down here yet.
I need a
You would fill up the space.
Oh, Nikes! That scared me.
What happened?
The light.
the tape,
Me
on,
turning into a bear scared you.
the tape on tapes.
A light literally just moved like this much.
No, the gel.
Oh, we can see it in the shot now.
popped, and
Yeah.
and it caught me in my peripheral vision.
Peripheral damage.
I'm gonna start saying. Do I see that in my periphery?
25,
I'll leave it.
25 hits.
Yeah.
Wait, you sure?
I mean,
Is he aware?
it depends on what this shield I found does.
That's gonna be 21 psychic damage.
Bro, you're
Good lord.
about to go down.
I'm
guy.
gonna use
and
my
I need you to make an intelligence saving.
reaction to take 1d12 plus 3
Stone's endurance, Goliath.
less.
There you go. Almost did that versus Cell Run over here.
You are currently not transformed as well, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so you are grappled.
Okay.
Wait,
Got
the
Oh wait, hold on. You
Did
were
it lose concentration on its charmed by doing that? Does it take?
So 13. What was the damage?
Does it have concentration?
21.
21. Chris, 21 minus 13. 8.
8. Yeah.
Sweet.
It is concentration.
Charm is concentrated.
But it's grapple, isn't?
Dominate monster. It's dominate. Yeah,
Uh
it's charm.
So then I'm
It
grappled.
takes damage.
oh, it could lose.
Possibly. So hold on.
Look at you using your noggin.
You are grappled.
Shoot it. Lose
You have to make
touch.
2 saving throws.
Oh boy.
An intelligence saving throw.
Oh, no.
And then also it's going to be
not good.
strength saving throw.
That's okay. All right.
You got the grapple? Like,
Its tentacles are currently grappling him, pulling it.
His hem. He's grappling his hem.
All right. That is a 10.
I might do it.
What is what are they? Strength
Strength.
and
Yep.
Top left.
yeah. 12.
Okay, now roll again.
Do you have
What's the next one?
damage? No.
Intelligence.
Any chance you can bless us?
18.
18.
It's really
You somebody text Terry and tell him to stop playing Apex and to watch us on Twitch. You are not stunned again, but you are incapacitated because it is grappled.
grappled is a...
Grappled your face, essentially.
Yep.
It's 2 of its tentacles are holding your arms down, and 2 of its tentacles have wrapped around your head.
It's gonna try to crack you open.
Fancy hat you've got going on.
I don't like it.
If I'm charmed by it, would I be jealous?
Maybe. And Atla, you hear it say to you, "Block the hallway. Stop them." All right, Damien, you're up.
Fine.
Only one hallway?
This is nightmare fuel if you really think about what's happening.
I'm about
We're on the brink of death here.
Oh yeah.
yeah, let's be clear. This fight is a 2v3 with a mind flayer on the other side.
This is
About to be a 3v2 with
Yeah.
the largest guys on our
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
I am going to. Jeez Louise.
The doorway is still open for a moment. It's probably your best chance to get in there.
Bless or attack?
Bless. If you can bless everyone, that's saves and attacks.
Well, I would only bless you two.
Can you not bless 3 people?
I wouldn't want to bless him.
It would help him with his save, but it would also help him hit us.
Would it help with all saves? That's a weird mechanic. Me blessing a charmed person, would he use that bless?
Well, rolling the save is inherently trying to shake the effect. I mean, raw, you should be able to do it, but
Okay, well then if you think that's what's best,
Um,
then I'm gonna bless because it's first level and I've got 4
Yeah.
first levels. So
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really gonna need it to hit people.
can I unarmed attack? No, I can't. I'm going to bless
Okay.
these 3 individuals
Okay.
and
Good, quick, and cantrip.
no, I didn't
Oh.
take Quicken.
Oh.
D4s to all attack rolls and saving throws. Okay.
Yes.
What?
D4 to attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
We need you back, bud. And I'm gonna try to stay as far as I can away from this thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Sorry, I didn't think about trying to bring it to concentration.
I'm gonna go about 5 or 10 feet closer to it.
You can get you can move 5 feet closer.
Yeah, that's what I do, and that'll be my turn.
Among Us.
Okay, Atla, you're up.
Perfect. They only get to save against it if the person that is harmed takes the damage.
You're up.
Turn. And I'm supposed to
Sorry.
attack the people in the hallway.
Yeah, you're supposed to block the hallway.
Block it.
Digan is in the way.
Oh.
On the floor.
Ish. They don't take up a full 5 feet. Right?
It is small until level 7. Until I'm level 7.
Atla unfortunately is probably translating block the hallway to prevent them from coming in by attacking them.
There might not have been one.
So, sorry,
D4.
Digan, who's the first one.
I have it.
Oh,
I don't know why I had it.
I was like, I'm missing it.
And Atla unfortunately goes all out.
Bring it.
Scorching Ray. And you create 3 rays. I'm going to shoot at all 3 if I can see all 3.
Armor class is 17.
You can get all 3 of them in a line.
Oh, you're turning at each of us.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice.
This is great news for you guys. However, a 19, a 13, and a 10.
What is Digan's?
17.
That would be, I don't know, maybe that was the first one.
So we've got 16, 16, and then 17.
So I guess
Digan is the first one.
Yep.
And so that would hit. The 19 would hit.
Yep. 7 damage.
cool.
All right, Arias, you're up.
Oh, wait, is that fire damage?
Yep.
0.
Okay, cool.
And then he fires his cannon at Digan.
Okay.
The 26.
That is.
Hits.
And I will figure out the damage in just a second because it's on a different page.
Okay.
And I will tell you.
Arias, you're up.
Okay.
All you can really do is try to end the grapple,
Sweet.
which is gonna be strength.
Okay. Oh, come on. Nope. That's a 9. Oh, plus I doubt that'll.
Plus 4.
And your
Well,
Did you use that D4?
that was with it. So 3. So 12.
12 is not gonna do it.
It still wouldn't hit the second person.
And I think that's all you can do.
Okay.
Wait, are you?
Because you can't take actions or reactions.
No,
All you
no,
can
no,
try
no,
to
no.
do-
He's grappled.
Yeah.
Grapple creatures become 0.
You can take 6 damage and is pushed
This
by
specific kind of grapple
Is it-
counts
what
as
type of-
incapacitated.
force.
Lit.
Sweet.
Going back to the top of the order, it's Selrin's turn.
okay.
We got to get one of them back.
Yeah. So so Diagam's pushed further into the room by your force cannon. I'm gonna walk up and
What
say.
about the force cannon?
It
His force
pushed
cannon
it.
push-
It did
push
8
my-
damage and pushed it 5 feet back.
Okay, so it's in the same square as Damien.
I'm gonna say sorry, pal, and I misty step to the other side of him, crossing his range, using the 20 foot. Is it 20 foot or 30 foot?
Misty
30.
Step is 30.
30. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just
Up to 30.
I bamf into the room, bow drawn at this monster thing, and that's my misty step cast, and we're just gonna do the thing and shoot some arrows. Ooh, both are 21 to hit.
That hits.
Goodness.
Right. I had to think about it. That's scary.
You're firing at Atla, right?
No, I'm firing at the
Mind
guy.
Flayer.
I'm shooting the mind flayer.
Okay.
The idea is if I make it do enough concentration saves, it's eventually gonna fail. Ooh, and that's 8 and 3. So I have to roll these distinct because this would matter for the sake of con saves. 12 piercing and 7 piercing. And there's about to be an extra thing. I always have bonus action, so I can't do that. So 12 and 7 piercing damage.
It'd be
19.
they take that damage, and then whatever the con save would have to be.
It would be 2 con saves DC 10 because each one is
To keep the concentration?
correct.
It's just one. It's just one.
Well, it was each attack.
Oh.
I did 2 attacks.
Okay. And it's 10.
10 is the minimum con save for taking damage. It's half of damage or 10, whichever is higher.
10 and 14.
Means it.
So it beats both.
Shoot.
I tried.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on. That one would have been 9.
Ooh.
So, you are no longer. You are snapped out of it.
Okay.
Whoa,
Okay.
guys, that thing's bad. That is not a good thing.
Sorry, pal. And you got like an arrow in each thigh.
He had me convinced you guys were bad.
We know that. We're glad you're back.
You're convinced we're bad like half of the time.
We should probably kill this thing.
We should.
It is going to.
That did not feel good, Thelrin,
Sorry.
but it felt way better than the tentacly things on my head.
19. That I think your AC is 18.
It is.
Do we have Revivify?
Revivify? Is it Revivify?
Yeah.
I like Revivify better.
I do too.
I like Revive.
Petition.
Revive me if you revive.
I mean, honestly.
Are you about to kill me?
You take 42 points of piercing.
Doesn't kill him. Doesn't quite kill him.
Does that drop you below 0?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's what you guys see happen.
Uh-huh.
It pulls
Yep.
the top of his head to its underneath its face, and
They
you
have
just
special
hear as the top of his skull is ripped open, and his brain is inhaled.
Family friendly.
That is the family friendly version. Arius, you hit the ground dead. As
Cool.
As the
Dead
mind
or
flayer,
incapacitated?
Dead.
as the mind flayer literally eats your brain, you see this thick mucus coating on its skin just increase.
Doesn't it just
slick
straight
shininess.
Pokemon evolve in front of us because it ate a brain?
Have
Amy,
fun
you're
in
up.
prison, guys. My ghost is with you.
Damien. I wish I had attacked their father.
Damien, you're up.
Yeah.
If it touches anyone.
This is the multiverse of madness, right?
I say Damien when I have a bottle in my pocket. If it goes for me, use it. If it has me, use it.
Would I know that you're saying he's dead?
He has no brain in his skull.
There's a hole. He is on the ground. There's a hole, and his skull is empty.
You're like actually dead.
I guess I'm gone.
I figured a Goliath could meet a DC 15 strength save.
He could, maybe his skull couldn't.
Where?
I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at 3rd level.
Before you do that, roll a d8.
No. No. 8.
He's reincarnating him. No, that's a D100. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
He'd roll a 1.
Gosh. Okay.
I mean, you still get reincarnated. It's just you become like a dwarf or something.
$14 to hit. Lit. Here goes the 3rd level.
A 1 would be
As
Dragonborn.
you,
I mean, he just
go,
died.
Yeah,
as you
there's
go
no-
There's no
to-
healing spell. There's nothing.
as you
He's
go
dead.
to cast this,
Reincarnation
it's
or true
almost
resurrection.
like the magic seems to take a second to work. It's like it's disconnected for a second and then goes. But the momentary dissonance of you, the feeling inside of the magic, just it's supposed to have just gone and it didn't. It's enough to like distract you, so you miss. Atla, you're up.
Like, there's no stabilizing.
Nope. No saves. He's just dead.
I'm just trying to figure out something to do here. I don't think I got anything.
Yeah, we
First
run.
thing.
What?
We run.
And spend 2 minutes getting up the elevator.
I
Each.
see this happen to my new friend. And
Make sure you grab the shield.
Drag it behind.
I will first bonus action shoot my force cannon at it to try to get it away from Arius. You okay?
Remind me later.
Oh, I know what you're thinking.
I got the same thing.
What?
We're good.
They don't know what they're talking about. I'm like pissed. I'm like low key, like actually upset.
No, I
Non-natural 20 for my force cannon.
Think about me who didn't get to make any
Not
death
natural,
saving
right,
throws.
Like I'm pissed like for you. Like you have to play the game.
I didn't
5 damage,
5.
and it pushes it 5 feet.
It can't go anywhere.
I can't like pin it up against the wall.
I mean, it's against the wall. Yeah, so it's pinned against the wall.
We're not getting any breaks, big guy. We talked before the thing. Michael's upset. He wanted to kill us.
I'm not.
He planned.
No,
it.
I
He
did
planned
not.
it like this.
I did not plan to do this. I swear.
Scorching ray at it with all
don't
3
listen to
hits.
him. There's 4 of us.
So scorching ray with all 3 hits. So that's a non-natural 20.
Don't forget your blessed.
That is a 14.
Did you use your D4 in the saving throw?
No.
Oh, he was blessed.
But, well, no. I didn't have a saving throw.
Yeah.
You have bless.
No, on the
for
last
grapple.
turn.
Yeah, for your
Oh, wait.
grapple, it was a strength saving.
Oh.
I thought you did use the D4.
Yeah, I think I did because it was 12. Because I got a 7.
Yeah, you threw a D4.
And then my modifier's plus 2.
So the first one was a non-natural 20. Second one was a 16 to hit.
16.
And then I
Man,
got
that would have
three.
Great. 15.
15 damage.
15 does it hit at?
15 just hits.
Okay. So then that is 6d6.
Woo. Come on.
Get him.
What's your strength modifier?
10
Two.
plus 4 is 14.
Oh,
We have like a rejuvenation.
huh?
14.
He would need reincarnation. It's the cheapest way to get him back. He wouldn't be a werebear anymore.
My
So 20 damage. 20 fire damage.
Modifier's 4. Con
All right. That
3.
got him good.
And I
Dex is minus
tell
1.
Where are your
the griffin,
stats? Where's your +4?
Charisma.
Oh,
we need something to save our friend. If you can help. To my saddlebag.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
oh my god.
Whoa.
With the scroll of resurrection. Sorry.
Bad.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, that like made my heart leap. I'm like, yes, this is all right. Let's go here.
Can I use my bless?
Yes, it is
Sure.
an ability check.
Great. And is it charisma?
Uh,
Oh, it's a 0 anyway if it's charisma.
persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Which
0.
would be charisma.
But it's still a 18.
Okay, hold on.
Ooh, we don't have a
No. Just desserts, I guess. Oh,
You see the flap, the mouth, the head of this griffin on your bag sort of pops out three-dimensionally, and
It's my brain.
it like the bag literally turns and looks at Arius's dead cold body that is going cold by the moment, and goes, message received, and goes limp.
okay.
Um,
For clarity, we don't
Selrin,
have a
You're
druid.
up.
We cannot cast reincarnate. We would need a
Selrin, you're up.
roll.
Let's go.
I am going to roll dice, and I'm going to cast a what's it called? A Zephyr Strike, which I need to consume a spell slot for.
roll a d8
Okay, roll a
first.
That's
That would have counted.
okay. That was a 6, and they're both 6.
Okay.
dice don't lie.
I'm looking for a. Okay.
You said
I
18,
don't like when he
right?
looks at me like that.
Do I?
Scares me.
Beady little eyes. You don't know what's happening behind them.
What would you say your person?
Spicy today. And
Did you say your roll was for it?
What?
What was the roll? You had for the saddlebag, right?
Man, I rolled an 18 for.
Giving a Goliath the strength.
Okay.
15 is
I'm
his
not a
armor class.
barbarian.
Cool. I don't have the time to do the math, so I'm just going to roll the first. I'm going to roll my Zephyr Strike sharpshooter, which means this is a -5. Means it's +4 on the die. I rolled a son of a. You said 15 was armor class.
15.
Okay, I rolled a 16. Sweet. So that's a Zephyr Strike with
You also notice that the Zephyr Strike magic doesn't quite work as intended, but it ends up working.
Okay. So that's a force damage thing.
Pretty lit.
Okay, got it. Cause there's the 8 thing happening. Oh, I didn't even bless myself anyways. Didn't roll the bless, and so this is 2d8 plus 4 plus 10. So that's a d10, not a d8. There we go, d8.
Zach, it's so salty at me.
Uh,
I didn't do this on purpose.
You're the god. of this story.
okay,
Which is why
It was
Or the
your will
devil.
that it did this.
bear with me. Wait, so we have 8 on the die.
just give me the
4.
numbers.
I'm working on it. Does it matter piercing versus a
Nope.
force? Okay.
Just give me the damage.
Okay, I'm working on it. 8, 12, 10, 22 for the first attack. Second attack with a bless. Oh, wait. Sorry. 22 for the first attack plus a reaction.
That was a cool roll.
Bounced and still landed where it needed to go.
That is a,
He still re-rolled it.
I think it was a better roll the first time. Too.
yeah, I wanted to go into the, where is it? Joy Companion can do, I'm pretty sure it's a +3. So it should be 9 fire damage on top of that.
So what is the total of that so far?
29. You did 20 damage for the first attack.
Right.
No, it's 22 for the first attack.
22.
So then 31.
And then we're going to do second attack, which is that plus that. That's going to be a 30 to hit. And
30 hits.
and a d8 for the damage. If I did my d8 dice. For 11 damage.
For 11?
Yes.
All right, Chris. Selrin, tell me, how does the Mind Flayer die?
Okay.
Holy crap. How much did you just deal?
Like
40 some damage. 46 damage.
sharpshooter's a heck of a drug.
It was 31 plus what?
He had 35 hit points when this all started left.
So I just so having obviously seen that horrifying mess, I just like have to like steal like, you know, that like basically just kind of like compose myself and just remember the training, remember the fighting, and just be like, this thing's gonna die, and kill like everything else that has hurt those around me before, and just thud 2 shots in it and take it out.
These arrows go through the Illithid's body and pierce it against the wall. and it kind of, before it goes limp, it starts, you hear this slimy voice in your minds. I am the first, but not the last.
I'm going to put 2 more in it.
You can. It's going to keep its monologue going.
Sure. I just want to make my point.
Not the last.
It might be soon.
It gets shot with a cannon too.
It might be ages, but we will come in force. And its skin starts to glow iridescently purple. And as it does, all of you that can cast magic, you suddenly feel your connection to the other planes cease.
That was fantastic timing.
So try to cast a spell. Just, suddenly you just feel like this thing won't
I'm
work.
running over to it, and I take out a knife from that was strapped to my thigh, and I cut into its stomach. And I'm going for the brain.
that was going there next.
I'm going for the brain.
Okay.
I go in its stomach and at a this angle because I don't want to stick. I think the brain's here. So I'm gonna go like here to the side and literally start digging for a brain.
Carve your way.
Okay. Well, while that's happening,
I'm trying to cast mending on. I know it's not a healing thing, but I'm trying to fix him.
and put his skull back together.
it's like
Style.
tentacles still flailing, like its skin glowing brighter and brighter. Mending doesn't work.
I'm talking to the saddlebag. We need something.
Saddlebag doesn't seem to be operating.
It-
You notice that like this anatomy is wrong. There's no stomach here. There's no organs.
is-
Am I able to like go up into it?
Yeah,
further?
you
And
do,
I'm going to
and
start opening up its entire.
You
torso.
notice it doesn't have a mouth exactly. It's almost like a maw. Like
Like it doesn't have a throat. Like it didn't
Correct.
swallow something.
yeah,
it's kind
it absorbed.
of grinds it. Yeah.
Would you try to do anything else magical currently, just in this moment? As
I imagine
As
maybe
Damien
a
is
firebolt,
dissecting
a
it.
firebolt at the thing.
I'm on it.
cast it.
Just don't cast it. I'm on it.
You're
I'm
under
not
it.
charmed.
It's pinned up on the wall. You're not. As
I'm
high.
right here.
I'm aiming at its head.
Do it.
I got great aim. You know what fireball does? Firebolt.
Oh, okay.
You try.
Like you're not
try,
charmed anymore, my guy.
You try and it doesn't work. Then the tentacles stop moving, the skin stops glowing, and this creature goes limp. You suddenly feel your connection to the planes rush back. You try to cast mending, and you're able to mend a tear in your clothes. You suddenly feel the saddlebag start moving, just like twitching. And it, through its mouth, just yaks out, and you see this rolled up piece of parchment with a bow tied around it, made of some kind of purple silk, with a small little note pinned to the ribbon.
I read it.
One.
Before you open it,
The note says,
I guide you.
"My dearest Adler, I have received your request, and as you have been a good and faithful servant to me, I hereby grant your request. Please do not make a habit of losing your friends so carelessly in the future." And just at the bottom it says, "The Griffin." Even the ink seems magical. Like it's like radiating gold, and it's warm, and it makes you feel nice.
What is it, Atha? Atha, what is it?
I open the rest of it to see whatever this is.
You unfurl it, and you, through your saddlebag, can read it. It seems to be written in another language, and it says, and you can decipher through the saddlebag, through its identify, this is a scroll of true resurrection. It is a 9th level spell. It takes 1 hour to cast.
10,000 gold pieces.
I mean,
Are we sure we want to read?
You touch a creature that has been dead for no longer than
It's worth
200
way more.
years, and that died for any reason except old age. If the creature's soul is free and willing, the creature is restored to life with all its hit points. The spell closes all wounds, neutralizes all poisons, cures all diseases, and lifts any curses affecting the creature when it died. The spell replaces damaged or missing organs and limbs. If the creature was undead, it is restored to its non-undead form. The spell can even provide a new body if the original no longer even exists, in which case you must speak the creature's name. The creature that then appears in an unoccupied space you choose within 10 feet of you. This spell requires a sprinkle of holy water and a diamond worth 25,000 gold points, which the spell will consume. So as you're getting through all this, and then below it, it says, say his name. It needs it. He needs a new brain, and it says the Griffin. And as you get to that point of the scroll, the saddlebag again goes and spits out a diamond the size of a basketball.
So we're taking a run. Before we use this,
I knew that would come.
just for a moment, Atla, just listen. I loved Mr. B. I really, really did. But no, I'm serious. No, everyone stop laughing. You're dead. Why is the dead body laughing? Okay, no, actually. Online, at least this is what it says online. It's worth 113,000 gold pieces. That scroll is. Now, we could go and sell it and get the gold from I don't know who, but then hire someone that can cast True Resurrection.
Well,
That would do it for maybe 1,000, 10,000, even 50,000 gold pieces, and we could pay them to do that.
so 2 things. As much as I love that, we can get cheaper. A regular resurrection should still revive him. I'm mostly sure. I'm not sure, but also I wouldn't know that because I'm ranger. I'm just memeing for a minute.
Takes a whole
You would
hour
know
to
that?
cast.
You have friends.
Yeah.
You would know it.
I am also deathly afraid of this bird bag thing that has a wealth of possibly illicit goods and just has us mule it for them.
Yeah. About that.
I would rather not run afoul of this extra dimensional.
Oh, and make it mad
Yes.
that we sold it for gold.
Then we said, please survive our friend. And it says, here we go. We're going to do this very nice thing for you. We're like, thanks. We're going to make new friends. By the way, new friends.
Atla, what do you?
Knowing that the Griffin is hearing this entire conversation.
Wait, you weren't listening?
No, the Griffin is hearing the entire conversation.
Griffin?
Let's be clear. I am respecting the Griffin.
Do I hear anything?
I start.
He's not listening.
I say this is not up for debate,
Yeah.
and I start casting the spell.
Cool. I'm gonna post up outside, making sure that there's nothing else going to encroach on this whole ordeal happening.
So yeah, no. You start the cast. It takes an hour. You, as you are looking around, and whoever, if you want to look around as well, you can't look around.
I can't.
There's another cavern, and this is where the mind flayer kind of
I'm
appeared
walking
from.
by myself. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's a straight drop down into the Underdark.
Oh, okay.
And it looks
Lit.
like this was carved out by the mind flayer.
Gotcha.
Liddy.
What a
Cool. An hour goes by. You see.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
Yeah, go for it. You see you see something creepy, crawly, lurking in the ceiling, but it seems terrified of getting near you, which is saying something because it's a Grek. But it seems like it encountered the mind flayer maybe or something. It's terrified.
Gotcha.
And it is trying to stay as far away from you as possible. An hour goes by.
good move.
Atla, you finish this ceremony and you say Arius. And this diamond the size of a basketball slowly starts to turn to ash. The scroll in your hand starts to turn to ash. Arius's body on the ground just disappears. And standing and in front of you, this beacon of light starts to radiate. As almost as if the atoms in the matter itself are pulling together, you see from the ground up Arius form in this light. Whole, complete, brain, alive. Arius, breath, feel. Is your soul willing to return?
Yes.
Breath fills your lungs for the first time again. And the first time this body, which is brand new, has ever felt.
That'll be 103,000 gold. No, just kidding. No, we're glad you're back.
You have no context for what has happened other than you felt this pull back from death. And where your body was, there's a huge pool of blood. And the last thing you remember is the abject horror of feeling your skull literally being pulled open.
Your brain being ripped
And
away from your eyes.
Yeah.
Sorry. That gets-
What happened?
You died and you're back.
What?
You died, and we brought you back.
How?
Unimportant.
That's fair.
We may owe the Griffin a lot.
Oh no.
I
We may have just cut to deal with someone much worse than that player.
I may owe the Griffin a lot.
It's good to have you back. Though you were just gone for an hour. It's good to have you back. I'm gonna look at his skull. Do you mind if I see your head? Do you have hair?
Yeah, but yeah.
He is a bear.
Can I see your head?
Wouldn't really have hair. They're pretty
Sure.
Goliaths,
check-
male Goliaths are usually bald
Oh, okay.
because you usually have tattoos.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna check the top of his head. Does it like have any like scars, or is it just like brand new, like nothing happened?
Nothing happened.
Can you still
It's a-
turn into a bear?
That's a good question. Can I? Or did that reverse the? Okay. I
It made
just
you just as a
I just like turn my hand into a bear real quick.
Big ol' claw
Your bare hand.
or a big ol'
We're good.
paw. That's the word.
Bear claw.
Yeah.
Does it
Paw
speak to
claw.
me in my head?
Yes, it can. Or out loud. It was speaking out loud,
Yeah.
but it can in your head.
Yeah.
I want to try to ask it in my head if I owe something great for this.
Are you a warlock to the bag now?
I could technically cast spells through it, so yeah. kinda.
Hmm?
3. It just starts counting.
2.
Throw it back down the hole.
Something was about to happen.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I think is someone with us? Is
I
someone
can't
there?
let a moment happen. I apologize.
For great power bears great responsibility. It's Ben.
Clark Kent.
Peter Parker.
Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben.
Doc Ock. Go.
Yeah, mate.
Too far.
Well, that was the last one.
Your life has been a series of unfortunate events based around your interest in the arcane arts. This voice also sounds different. This doesn't sound like the saddlebag. Just to be.
He's the only one that hears that.
Your
I'm just sitting down. He's back. You guys talking? I'm just like holding the bag.
all I ask is that you serve me. This is the Griffin.
For how long?
As long as you wish.
Ooh, that's a good answer, Michael.
As long as he wishes to what? That's a different question.
Exactly.
Thank you for your help. I will
Just remember,
serve as long as I can.
the world always needs kindness and hope and light. So be that.
Always.
And don't blow up your friends.
You know I can't make that promise.
And it doesn't, you don't get it worse.
He's having this conversation, bleeding from these 2 arrows in his legs.
Yeah, the arrows are still there. I haven't taken them out yet.
Holy cow.
That was the
I'm
least
gonna-
optimal play I've
I'm
ever
gonna-
made.
Would I notice?
Drew, I have massive beard.
that was a while ago. It made me
Yeah, I
laugh.
just saw that.
Good.
I think what I would want to do after we finish this, we obviously aren't jumping down the hole with the mine player where it came from. And we've searched this whole mine, right? Like there's nothing else.
It didn't. It doesn't seem like it came from the hole. It seems like it opened the hole.
It opened
like,
in midair.
tore,
It opened
like,
right here.
Yeah. It
And
was
came out of it.
Yeah,
Can
but no,
play
it seems like it was trying to create an opening to the Underdark. Not that it came from the Underdark, if that helps.
Is it no longer?
Slave people to take-
It's still there. It's a hole. It's another big cavernous hole in the ground, like the first one where the waterfall was.
Oh, okay.
You guys can totally try to go back through the portal.
I was gonna say I want to see where this cave is. So if we're able to peek out the cave entrance and know like this is that.
It's Tourmaline. Yeah.
Okay, Tourmaline. Great. I'm gonna go back to the portal.
Do you step through the portal?
If they're all
Back.
coming, yeah.
The one that we came through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try to step through it, and it pull like even from the rooms that you all are in, it pulls you all with like this an unescapable gravitation.
It's like a port key vibe.
Yeah,
Just
essentially.
yanks you.
You're all gone back into Dragon's Bane, into the 20 Stones of Throne.
Great.
You're standing there exactly as you were. Paper in your hand. Charcoal. The portal's closed.
I cast through the bag legend lore on the portal. More to try to understand why it pulled us there to do this thing.
You're also each in the exact location you were before.
Are my footsteps that I took towards the portal and the snow that I threw, do I see any of that?
And you would have been fine.
Any of the tracks that I left?
This is a super important question.
Is it the same time of
Did
day?
something just happen, or did nothing happen and it was in our unreality of what was happening?
Do I notice if I have the shield on my back or not?
Am I seated?
So many questions.
You are seated. You have a shield. You do see footsteps. You get nothing.
Are there tears in my eyes?
No.
Get nothing from expending.
It actually happened.
Okay.
I take
Okay.
The legend, so
Okay.
this ancient site is thought to have contained a creature of great power and sealed it away into a demiplane of its own.
So
that's
this
where-
site has sealed away a creature
Yes.
into a demiplane.
But there is no recollection, knowledge, or otherwise history of it being a portal.
And it sent us there to kill it.
It was not a mind flayer.
Okay. So it's something worse than a mind flayer. It's mind that
No,
vital
it-
bodies.
it's this is legend. This is not
Yeah.
history book. It's a tall tale of a creature that was Yeti like. Called the Thrune.
What?
Would I know anything more about Thrune, being that I speak Yeti?
You think you know all Yetis? You know Yeti?
All the
Because I went through 2 years of French in high school.
do
I know the lineage of French?
Of all the things I would have accepted for that answer or for that question of because I lived with him.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
They raised me.
I can speak
I
Yeti.
speak Yeti, guys. I
I have some Yeti friends.
I turn into a rock. You
If like the family talked about it. Was that their like?
no.
Okay.
No, like saint or
After this long night, it is almost the same time of night. It's almost like very little time passed, which is strange.
So then we take the long rest. We go to sleep. We go to the prison.
You guys
Yeah,
are
well,
standing
there's
inside
burgers.
Rebel's End, the furthest north.
What happened? What are we?
I'm going to
fast-forwarding
explain
to?
what you missed.
Okay, sorry.
You guys are standing in Rebel's End as you're reminiscing, preparing for battle. of what happened that night. That
Remember
the other
the time
two
you
that the other
died?
two that the other two missed, filling them in of the time that Arius died, and you met a mind flayer, which you now know is the skull that you found inside the Dwerger fortress. 6 of them. 6 of those skulls existed in there, and you took one. Or seven.
Seven.
You took one.
Yeah.
6 remaining. You hear the sound of siege engines being built down in the snow outside the walls of Revel's End. The prison that houses the worst criminals of the Sword Coast and of Faerun. The Lord's Alliance ships them here. That's what you missed. The Dwerger are outside building these siege engines to lay siege for some reason to this prison, this fortress, at the furthest northern end of the known world. You literally can't go further than this. It's the ocean, and then it's the ice caps. So you could go to the ice cap, whatever. I just saw Chris's face when I said that.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I didn't. I was thinking something, but okay.
One thought prevails in all of your minds except yours, because you were dead. Why did my magic not work? That was weird.
I'm trying to.
Guards passing by are mumbling, "Make sure prisoner 237 is locked down." And that's not the first time you've heard that. And that's where we're going to pick up next time on Table Fables.
I feel like break someone out to help us find something.
How's your first character death? How'd that feel?
Not fun. I didn't even get to like save for it. It was just like, hey, you're dead.
I
Okay.
did
No,
try.
you had several
was-
chances to save for it.
Well, you did. And strategically, I chose you, knowing you're a Goliath, that Goliaths usually do well on strength saves. And then you didn't do well. And I felt bad.
I'm a.
And I thought Zach was going to rage quit.
The
I mean, I am
Man.
like a paladin, so I'm not like super strong.
Oh, Drew, I'm sorry. You got ads. I thought only
Need this money
non-subs
though. Oh.
yeah.
get ads. So I'm gonna be completely transparent. The whole asking the saddlebag thing completely changed the trajectory of what this was. This was going to be
Straight.
you wake up back, you snap back to where you were, and you had never moved. You still were crying. You had no footsteps. You were alive. But instead,
Found a way through.
we have a whole new sub-thread of things that have happened and are going to maybe lead to other things. All because you asked the question.
That was good. That was quick thinking.
And I
There was
literally in that moment, I was like,
good. I was like, there is no shenanigans that I can pull. I like read like, I
Oh,
like
Drew, that's
quickly. I quickly looked at so many things. Like, there's nothing that we can do
Absolutely
to
not.
save him. And then I was like,
At this level.
the only thing left to do is to talk to a sentient being connected to a higher being. I was like, and we'll just see what happens. Like, might as well try it. Like, it's just.
Worst thing
Yeah.
you say no.
See?
Or
And then I
evaporate
loved
you.
your response to it. I was like, I did a good thing.
Man.
And I love the like sub thread of like, you know, the Atlas was just like, I'm gonna do it, and whatever that means now that I have to serve this being or whatever. I have no idea what he is. I just know that he produces cool objects. Like,
And expensive ones.
yeah. Well, the curiosity of Atlas loves it.
13,000 gold pieces for that scroll.
yeah.
Minor non-important rule clarification: the costly components, costly spell components are consumed in the creation of spell scrolls, and so you wouldn't have needed to provide them outside of a spell scroll to cast it. But I didn't feel that was worth.
It made
being
it way cooler.
Hold on, we get to keep this 25,000 gold thing.
It made it way more entertaining to actually have to hold the
Yes.
Basketball-sized diamond.
yes.
I'm
and
always
be
gonna
staring
do
at
that.
this gem when I know that just earlier we were like, we should make a lot of noise by hitting on these gems because we want a pebble size of not even a diamond.
Right.
We're like, this is to
I'm
This is to
That
save
was
the werebear.
wild.
Well, you were like part of my tribe too, so like, there's
Yeah.
a whole side of like
yeah.
I want to be back in the tribe,
Yeah.
and I can't let a legend werebear that is of the Takuma tribe die. And so I was like, I've got to do it. Like there's no question. Here. Like, you pirate sorcerer cleric? No, you're not convincing me. Is that what you are?
Divine.
No, I'm your friend for multiple years.
I've never seen this guy.
Yeah.
So preview for next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna be using Matt Coville's Kingdoms and Warfare system.
Oh.
So
Don't
you guys will all be commanders commanding units. So we've got
Command by.
Out here?
yeah. So you won't be combat is not gonna be PV NPC. It will be you are commanding these units which are fighting the enemy units.
Oh, cool.
And I'm
Lit.
pretty excited. It's a pretty cool system, Matt.
Might.
I mean, it was a Kickstarter that I backed, and super cool. So, and I also made some cool handouts out of using paper
Ooh.
and tea and my oven.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I've done that before.
Coming to Icewind Dale. Not really, because Icewind Dale is
Horrifying and painful times.
horrifying and terrible. I was gonna say kind of hellish, but
But
anyway,
instead you-
you guys are bringing the
Never
light.
been, wouldn't know.
So, thank you so much for watching our channel. That's why we're streaming. That's why we do this. We want to be a community. So,
Thanks for
Thanks for being here.
communicating.
yeah,
And who are we gonna raid?
that's what I was about to ask.
Oh,
Also, join us on Discord. Get the conversation going in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Who are we
by
gonna-
far the
there we
worst
go,
financial
exclamation mark,
decision
Discord.
we've
There's
ever
our
made
Discord.
in
You can join us
D&D.
there. I see a few people that I am friends with that are great. One guy, his name is Llama, and he's playing Elden Ring right now.
Is Terry playing? Is Terry streaming?
No, Terry's not
You should
streaming.
rate him. Hey, Terry. How's it going?
Llama Bear.
No, Llama V4. There's also a guy named Too Old to Game. He's an old guy who plays games.
Yeah, that was.
And-
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun. No, that's Old Man Garrus, who I think you're probably thinking.
Oh, that's
This is just another
old man.
What's the
another old man.
first guy?
Llama V4 or Shadeless. He's actually a close friend. I play games with him a lot
So why wasn't he watching us?
because he was streaming.
Oh, okay. Is he playing Escape from Tarkov?
Other
Mike,
one.
Right,
But
it's
Shadeless is playing Escape from Tarkov right now. Yep.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week, and remember to stay frosty, but also remember this game is also your game. So throw in the chat between now and then, or just when even the next game, ideas you have. We've got to find we've got to get Butter back in action.
Yeah.
We do.
So
Gotta think of ways that the saddlebag can make us earn our worth.
exactly. The Griffin just dropped 100,000 gold. Well, anyway, stay
Yeah.
frosty.
Holy crap.